Yes, guys, we're back for another therapy session. Arsenal all out again, and StreamYard again. It's been a couple of weeks where Talk Studio has actually let us off lightly, but it seems like, it just had enough of the constant therapy sessions. So, we're back on StreamYard tonight. Big up to all of you that are locked in or were locked in from the stream previously that lasted about a minute. I don't think that's ever happened before in terms of, how long it took for Talk Studio to just buffer out. But there we go, I guess. We're back again. And lads, how are we doing apart from Arsenal, apart from, Talk Studio buffering? And we're back on StreamYard. How are we? We'll go again. We'll restart the intro.
Yeah, other than Arsenal, all good, mate. All good. But as I said earlier, it takes it out on you, mate. You can't stop thinking about it. So we're back again, bro. Therapy.
Yeah.
As you said earlier, quadruple therapy sessions. Can you believe it?
Ole.
Yeah. Tell you about it. How are you, Karl, bro? Are you good?
Yeah, well, apart from Arsenal that have resigned me to being miserable again, I'm all good. Actually, I've got a very exciting week coming up. Thursday, I'm off to London because I'm off to an event at the Hippodrome Casino in London, Leicester Square. So because I host a podcast for the New England Patriots on the UK side of things, we're being rebranded and we're getting revealed apparently at midnight at the casino. So
Oh, nice.
I'm going to be very pissed at that night.
But yeah, like again, big up to you for joining again. Of course, make sure you do subscribe to Josh if you haven't already as well. Of course, if you didn't catch what I said earlier, Dom, Seb, AT, Darkside might be joining, although the limit on here when you use the free version of StreamYard is 6 people. So I don't know if we'll be able to get everyone involved tonight, which would be absolutely catastrophic. But regardless, we are going to run with the show tonight as we do every Monday. So, I think there's only one way to start the Man City game at the weekend. And you know what's frustrating? We actually, in my opinion, didn't deserve to lose the game. It's just, why play with that sort of intensity now when you had numerous opportunities leading up to that game to play that way? It just doesn't add up to me whatsoever. And despite us, actually doing okay in the game, and we got unlucky with a couple of chances here and there, Arteta sabotage once again with the substitutions in the second half, and we end up inevitably losing the game. Like the moment Havertz missed that opportunity and Eze hit the post, you just know what was coming. And the difference between Man City and Arsenal is one has Haaland and the other has Havertz, and that's just the difference in quality at the moment. But we'll go to Karl first on this one. What do you make overall about the game, bro? And I don't know what to say. Is that the title done for you?
I'm not saying that the title is done, but it is on a knife edge now.
Yeah.
We could have had a golden opportunity to be 15 points clear before this Man City game, with the loss to Man United at home, the loss to Bournemouth at home, the draw against to Sunderland, the draw against Brentford, the draw against God knows who else we drew against. We had ample opportunities to have a big lead. And even if we'd have lost the game to Man City, it'd be like, no big deal. It's fine. We're still 12 points clear, maybe 9 points clear. All we've got to do is just finish off our opponents. We need to win 3 games. Surely we could do that. We'd like to hope anyway. But no, this football club doesn't do easy. They make it hard work for ourselves. And we've been doing this hard work all throughout the season. That game, yes, you was right. We showed some fight, we showed intensity, and I liked it. Why are you doing it now, though, instead of the other games? I got absolutely no idea. Surely you would beat if you did that against the lower teams, like Wolves, for example. Sunderland, for example. You know, you beat the brakes off them. You beat the brakes off them. You turn that 1 point into 3 points. That's 4 points gained. Right now, we could have a 10-point lead going in with Man City having to need to beat Burnley. We'd still have a 2.5 game lead. There was a simple road that we had to take to win this league. And that was get to a 9-point advantage with the final 5 games to go. Beat Newcastle at home, beat Fulham at home, piss off Tottenham by losing to West Ham because guess what? Shits and giggles. And then if City are still 6 points behind us, guess what? Just win against Burnley in your final home game. You get to lift the trophy, and all everything we've seen can be forgotten. But that's not the case anymore.
Would you sack Arteta even if he won the Premier League? Because I think we've had numerous debates on this.
Yes.
Even if he won the Premier League, because I'm not going to lie, I'm at that stage as well.
He has done incomprehensible damage to this squad. Saka is literally, I don't know, Saka's never going to be the same again. Rice
I don't
is
think he'll play for us the season.
Rice, well, no, that's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to is he isn't going to be the same player moving forward. He just isn't. You know, two injuries that a footballer cannot have is a grade 3 tear hamstring and an Achilles injury. Those are 2 injuries you cannot have as a footballer because that will shorten your career. He'll be very lucky if he makes it to 28 as a footballer. And that's sad. You know what a talent he is, but unfortunately, this is what happens when you get ran into the ground. And saying that, I put something up on my channel. Where was it? There it is, I think. Is this it? Yeah, that's the thing. Right. I want to bring this up for you, if that's okay. Let me just get it. Right. Oh, go away. Don't you dare do this to me. So, oh, Christ. Right. Okay. I'm going to have to zoom in. So I'm zooming it in a bit. So this was an article that got put out there back in October of 2022. And this was when Arsenal were playing every 3 days at the moment regarding Saka. I'm going to scroll down because this is all flipping jargon. He talks about top players in the world play 70 matches in every 3 days. There's only 3 players in the history of football that's ever actually done that, and by just about by that margin. That's Bruno Fernandes, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo. Right? They're the only 3. That's not one. That's not one. I mean, he can take my fucking name out of that for starters as well. Get your name out. Get my name out of your mouth. This is the bit which angered everybody. Look at this. There is not a fitness coach in the world who is going to tell me that they cannot do it because I've seen it. 72 games, 50 goals. The players don't score 50 goals if they play 30 games in a season. It's impossible. Here's hoping someone runs Saka a nice warm bath when he gets home. Doesn't sound like he'll be getting rested anytime soon. So the warning signs were already there. The warning signs were already there. That's damning. That is absolutely damning. But going back to the game, the lineup was, I could see what he tried to do. He tried to be brave in this situation. I thought he was damn stupid. Havertz, Gyökeres and Havertz are 2 different types. Gyökeres is a very good finisher, but he's not very good at holding up the ball or headering. He's literally the out-and-out goal scorer that you need. He's the goal poacher in the box, if you want to say that. Havertz needs about 7 shots before he actually hits one on fucking target, and even then it's a big. Even he scuffs the shots. But he's very good at holding up the ball and very good at with headering and so on. They tried to load the ball up, but it was so painful to say the least watching that game. And Havertz was just. What is he, chat? What is he? What
shit?
Well, I mean that's calling a spade, but you know what I mean. It's, Is he a striker? Is he a 10? Is he a defensive midfielder? Is he a freaking sub? Is he nobody? What is he? Because he just completely messes up what we're trying to do here. And I still have a punchline with Odegaard. How the hell we managed to start and stay on for the entirety of that game is absolutely beyond me. When we made substitutions, and it was Madueke come off, and it was Martinelli that came on. I'm like, okay, I don't mind. So Madueke had done nothing in that first half. Unfortunately, Martinelli was even fucking worse. Trossard, I thought he would come on for Odegaard, and then Eze would move to 10, Trossard go to the left, and then we'll see more attack through him. Maybe he can get that ball out to Havertz more. Nope. He took a day off. Our best outlet all flipping game. And I was watching the NBC broadcast, right? Graham Rousseau said something at the start of the second half. And that was what Arsenal have done so far is actually really, really good. But the second half is all about the game management for Arteta. Is he going to make the right changes needed to try and adjust to try and win this game? Guess what? Completely botched the living shit out of it. If that's not enough for anyone to sink in, but everyone tends to say, but we played really well. We had a great game and so on. The last 2 times we played Man City at their ground, we've drawn. We've lost this game. What the hell are you talking about? On the manner of the performance. No one cares about the manner of performance unless you win. We lost the game. We lost the game at the end of the day. And before I let Josh go, there's one more thing. Oh, hang on. Stop screen. That's it. Right. One more I want to bring up. I only saw this literally about 2 hours ago. From XG Philosophy. Now, I don't know if anybody has seen this. So this is basically the counter-attack that should have been in the back of net. So I wanted to see this. So there's Eze, Odegaard, Havertz, Martinelli. So I'm going to try and pause it and play it as much as I can. So as the ball goes to Odegaard, Martinelli has done the right thing. Yeah. He's dragged his player out. Havertz is slightly just about onside. Odegaard's got the ball. Yeah. He's got the ball there. Now he might be. Well, we know Martinelli's offside. He might be straying on. Why? This is what This is what this twat does. Right. He takes a fucking dead touch. Yeah. Right, and then he fits the ball through to freaking Havertz. He also takes a dead touch, and then he slips instead of laying the ball off to Martinelli.
His favoured left foot as well, by the way. Could I just point that out?
Favourite left foot as well. One thing I want to go for is right there. Why are you not running diagonal? Look at the fucking space in where the gap is. Come on, man. What are we doing? Josh, help me out here.
Bro.
All he's got
to
do is... Are you sure we haven't got James B on stream tonight?
No, it's definitely not James B. It's not James B. No, I've only just found this out. This is just bonkers, man. And then he does lay it off. Just fucking shoot.
Shoot, man.
Look, 2 opportunities.
It's basically the carbon copy of the same chance he missed in the cup final, isn't it?
It basically is, mate. It basically is, and that just shows you how shit he is.
I mean, the thing is, right? I didn't have a problem with starting Havertz, especially when, like, in the first half, I thought he actually played quite well. He did his thing, but when the game's at 1-1, within the first 5-10 minutes of the second half, that's when you bring on Gyökeres.
Correct.
Because he's the killer. I would have started Gyökeres anyway. I've been fighting people across social media about Havertz, Gyökeres. If we know that Arteta is going to set up in a negative approach, we're going to need that one chance that we have to bury. So I'm like, well, why on God's earth would you start Kai Havertz in that situation? Oh, because he can hold up the ball. Well, in order for that to work, you actually have to stay onside, mate. You actually got to watch the line. I mean, I'm sorry. That opportunity where he went through on goal, by the way, I know he's offside anyway, but firstly, watch the line, and secondly, that donkey ass first touch. My God. So I don't know what to say. I mean, Josh, what do you say about the game, bro? Overall,
Yeah, I think we were all right, but at the same time, I think we've seen so much shit performances this season. It kind of we look better in that sense because of what it couldn't get any worse in that sense. We had some good moments here and there. You know, we had the big chances and we didn't take them. City did. City proved they're the more clinical side. I don't think we were spectacular. I'm certainly not coming out there saying that I'm proud of the performance that I've seen a lot of people say. What is this West Ham mentality? That's something West Ham fans would say, Fulham fans would say if they get a good result at Etihad. You know, if you want to be champions, you got to go here and get results. You know, ideally, since Arteta has been here, in the Premier League, he's not gone to Anfield. He's not gone to these Etihad stadiums, and he hasn't gone and won. Man City beat us at the Emirates 3-1 in the 22-23 season. They came in and proved why they deserve to be champions. And this is what's going to happen again. You know, we haven't beat them this season, even at the Emirates. And in that Emirates game, we got a marginally lucky goal. Last minute equalizer against them. Carabao Cup final, they did us. So they have a number this season at the end of the day. And what this win does for them is massive, you know. Obviously, they have that game on Wednesday against Burnley, which we all expected. I mean, Burnley, I think, are pretty much down. We expect them to win that. It's level points, and they still got that game in hand over. Obviously, Palace have got to schedule that game as well. So it could well and truly come down to goal difference in the end. And you know what our attack's like, you know. And if it does come down like that, I mean, even if I said it earlier, even if we got a draw, people saying it's a good result, cool. Even if we won the game, I'll still worry us in games against Fulham. I still worry us against games like West Ham because they're fighting relegation. I think they're winning right now as well, the last time I checked. But they're fighting relegation, right? And they've done us so many times over the years in these title races. You know, same with Fulham as well. Fulham's a bit of a bogey side for us in recent years. We have some dodgy games against them. We've got the Newcastle game. So people could sit there and look at Man City, say they may drop points, but look at us as well, because I don't see us winning 5 games out of 5, the way how we've been playing. But yeah, look, the game overall, obviously, I'm looking at players like Doku, right? I thought Mosquera for me at right back. I would have preferred them to play at right back in the recent games because Ben White's not been on it, but I thought he had a tricky time up against Doku. You know, Doku's such a tricky player, and I was very concerned when he.
Second half, though, to be fair.
I mean, it's weird when he got the yellow card. I thought he was a bit more cautious. Excuse me, against him. But in the first half, Doku get dropping the shoulder every single time. It was really, really frustrating. You know, you got to play like Cherky as well, man, to let him do that to us. You know, for their goal. And bear in mind, this guy is mugging us off doing the kick-ups. I wanted anyone to go in there and 2-foot the guy, but I can't take that away. He's an incredible player, man. He's a top-class player. Another player that we missed out on, instead we signed Noni Madueke for £52 million, even though we could have got Cherky for, what was it, £30 million from Lyon. Yeah, nice one, Arteta. But yeah, I mean, he scores a fantastic goal, and then we get the luck out of all the goalkeepers as well, flipping Donnarumma. You know, I mean, I know he ain't the best with his distribution anyway, and it was good. Fair enough to have Ertz. He was there, right place, right time, pressed really high, and that's all good. And obviously, he got us that goal equalizer. But yeah, and then as you said, you know, the chance that we had, man. You know, the Havertz, man. You know, it's not the first time with Kai Havertz. It's not the first time. We've seen him do this in the FA Cup games, for example, right? Third round the FA Cup, he comes up, big opportunities, put on a plate for him, misses it every single time. It's typical Kai Havertz for you. You know, and he even missed that header as well, didn't he? To get a 2-2 draw out of it right towards the end. Trossard put it on a plate.
You hit the nail on the head there. And the fact I will just throw this out to you, sorry to cut in.
Yeah,
in those key cut situations, it's like a closer in baseball. It's like, you know, Jason Tatum throwing a free to actually sink the final points to you to win the game and so on. You want your clutch players right to the end. Who's our clutchest player right now for Arsenal? Because if you think about it, Man United beat Chelsea. Who was their player they rely on most heavily? Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno, yeah.
Nottingham Forest. When they played Burnley yesterday, they were 1-0 down. What happened in the second half? They looked on their best player, Morgan Gibbs-White, banged in a hat trick in the second half. Then you look at I would say you look at Tottenham, but then they blew it. You look at Xavi Simons, their best player.
Xavi
Scored an
Simons,
absolute very good goal. Don't get me wrong, very good goal. And then you thought, and then they go and blow. But then that's Tottenham at the end of the day. But you have your clutch players. Liverpool was a prime example. Okay, Van Dijk's not a goal scorer, but he's one of your main people that you rely on that team. He'd gone in and got the winner against Everton at Hill Has No Dickinson Stadium.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you need
He's
your
done
clutch
that on
players.
numerous occasions as well.
You need clutch players at the right moments, and that game's when you needed a clutch moment. And Havertz just ain't it. I've been saying it since he came into the club. I'm just skeptical of this guy. He will help us every now and then, but you can't rely on him on a consistent basis. And that that game proved exactly why he's a scrub.
Yeah, absolutely fact.
And that's true as well. Arsenal players don't score hat tricks apart from the one who got hooked in our biggest game of the season. Just
yeah, exactly.
What? The last one who scored a hat trick for Arsenal got hooked in that game.
I was looking at the team before. I don't know about you, but I rated the fact that he put Eze on a left wing. I think a lot of people have been crying out for it.
But it was strange though, wasn't it? Strange though, because he's not done it this whole.
He's not done it the whole.
You know what? Biggest game of the season. I'm just gonna
do it. Yeah, since the Villa Park game, wasn't it? The last time he played left wing.
Yeah.
And I don't think that was the type of game where you play him there personally, but look, I mean, he gets hooked off, after him hitting the post, where he's gonna hit the post. His confidence is, and I thought he's grinding into the game a lot more in that second half. And we had them 2 chances back to back as well, when we had the one that Karl put on the screen when Havertz completely just slipped and all of that, and then straight after that, I think 2 minutes later, it was Eze when he hit the post, and the momentum was really with us. So he's grinding his confidence, and then he gets hooked off. And then the worst thing as well, as Karl said, Havertz 90 minutes, yeah. Gyökeres gets 85th minute for Gyökeres, bro. 5 minutes. This guy. Yeah,
That's
6 minutes.
disgusting.
6 minutes.
Didn't even get a touch, by the way. Didn't even get a touch. Didn't even get a touch, man. And then, it's absolutely ridiculous. And then, moment of brilliance from Erling Haaland. And I personally think when obviously you saw a lot of shirt pulled in from Gabriel, I think Gabriel lost his head in the last 15 minutes, because he had the headbutt as well, which I don't know if it should have been a red card, but I think it should have been.
Maybe, but maybe we got away with that one then.
I think what we'll say to that is fair play to the referee for actually letting the game flow, because on like any other big game, I would say, I think there would have been, for instance, I think Gabriel would definitely have been sent off. Kusanov, you could argue, could have been sent off as well. And I think the incident where Haaland grabbed Gabriel's shirt, which I think is a foul, by the way, I think on another day that's given as a foul. So, I mean, fair enough to the ref for letting it flow, but at the same time, it doesn't really make the decisions right, if that makes sense. I think Gabriel should have been sent off, you could argue. Kusanov could have been sent off, and that's probably a foul on Gabriel. I don't know.
Yeah,
for the second goal.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, for me, he lost his head a little bit, because I think 2 minutes later he gave again. Haaland got the ball and is going, shirt pulling and all this. But I'm looking even at Arteta's reaction. Usually Arteta's giving it all, like giving it all the bigger and talking to referees. Even he was like sort of just wasn't even saying anything really. And I was sitting there thinking, we're losing the game, man, and everyone's getting in fights and all this. But people say they're passionate, but it's like, come on, we conceded the goal, right? With 15 minutes to go, and it's kind of like, especially Gabriel, it's kind of like he lost his head a little bit, and that goal got to us a little bit. So yeah, I mean, Haaland came up, barely had any action in the game, but he turned up when it really mattered, and he got that big winner. And as I said, that's huge for them. It really is. And there's definitely been a turning point in their season ever since they beat us in the Carabao Cup final, man. They've gone and battered Liverpool 4-0. They've gone to Stamford Bridge and done up Chelsea by 3 goals, and then they're beating us. It's City's advantage. It's all in City hands. I personally have no confidence left with this league title. I think we blew it a time ago anyway. I feel like it was coming for a while, in terms of these performances. And we're going to be looking back on the results, like the Bournemouths and the Wolves as well. the Nottingham Forests, the Man Uniteds at home. These are all the results that we're going to be looking back on once again, by the way. And I think Karl said it earlier. I mean, we could have been out of sight. We could have been out of sight. And I'm telling you something right now. A different manager who's been here and done it. I mean, you just compare them. You got a serial winner in Pep Guardiola, who in this position, this stage of the season, and in that game as well, proved that he has what it takes to get things over the line. And then you got a serial bottler in Arteta, who's going to bottle another league title. Another manager for me goes in February, 12, could have been 15 points clear. League title could have been done and dusted right there. Even City fans didn't even believe. Even their players at one point said if they didn't beat Liverpool, yeah, Pep said it as well after I think they drew with Nottingham Forest. He said in the press conference, he said, yeah, it's done pretty much, yeah. Even their fans, they didn't believe anything. They thought this is Arsenal's league title. And to go from 12 points to now pretty much level, let's be real with it, and they're going to be better on goal difference as well, is an absolute disgrace. And when you ask about if he wins the Premier League, should he go? Yeah, he probably should go. He probably should go, because at the end of the day, is his football going to change next season? Probably not. You know, are we going to see the same performances this season? Are we really going to give this manager more money to spend and get more players in? You've seen what he's done to this attack. You know, they've all regressed under him. Every single player's regressed under. Every single attacker's regressed under him. Even Zubimendi, for example, who we signed this season. We need to start talking about him, because where was he? Honestly, where was he in these big games? He concerns me in these big games, because he's not the first game I've seen him when it comes to these big occasions where he don't turn up enough, right? And you know, people. I ain't gonna talk about Partey in terms of Partey, but him as a footballer, we ain't replaced him. He for me, he's not an upgrade on Thomas Partey yet. I've not seen that in the big games. I've not seen it in the big games with him where he actually Rice can't do it all by himself. You know, I barely noticed the guy. So yeah, I mean, and then you know, I'm looking at Noni Madueke. The reason why, you know, he gets hooked off at half time. He's just £52 million on the guy who we all said it in the summer. People just saying, oh, Arteta can convert him. Arteta can get the best out of him. Let's see what Arteta does. 52
How much did
million.
we pay? 52 million. Do you know what we could have got for 52 million and maybe slightly more?
Go on.
We could have got Soboslai for 60 million. We could have got Tonale for 55 million. Then hold up. Then it gets lower. Ruben Neves, 45 million.
Cunha, I'd have taken him now, to be fair.
Cunha, 40 million. Dembele, Ballon d'Or winner, 42 million. Cole Palmer, yes, okay, he's another Chelsea. He'll be another Chelsea reject, but he's probably the best of a bad bunch.
Probably the best, yeah.
35 million. Barcola, I don't really rate Barcola, but anyway. Kudos, 35 million. McAllister, who's at Liverpool now, 35 million. Gravenberch, 35 million. This is absolute incompetence by the recruitment before Berta came in.
Yeah, I mean, most of it is because of, you know, Edu's recruitment, isn't it? Well, from his recruitment. Oh my! The guy went for Willian instead of flipping Szoboszlai. I will never.
Yeah, and then and in terms of you look at the wages the players are on as well. It's all from previous you know, people in the past, and it's why we're so bad at selling a single player, man. And you know, I think Berta did all right in terms of the players that he had to get rid of, because we had a lot of dead wood. But now he's got even a bigger task on his hands, because there's still 5 to 6 players, even more than that we need to try and get money for in the summer, Jens Day. And like, I mean, I've seen people look at Berta and call him a fraud and all this because of the summer window. The end of the day, it's not, man. It's not the end of the day, man. And I'd rather, for me, get a manager in with a new manager in with this squad, right, that we have right now, because I think a different manager gets the best out of players, even the likes of the Martinellis and definitely the Gyökereses for me. You know,
yeah,
I'd rather have a new manager in with this current squad. If you said have this current squad with Dalman coming back, right, with Ethan Nwaneri returning as well, but you sign no one and have a new manager in there, compared to let Arteta go and spend another however 200 million, 100 million again with 4 new players. I'd rather have the new manager with the squad we have right now, because ain't no way. I mean, look at like how have these attackers regressed so. Our attack is one of the worst I've seen, and we've had pony attackers over the years. But this is one of the worst I've ever seen, bro. It's due to this manager. We spoke about this overplaying players. You know, you look at Saka, for example, completely run down to the ground. And they're saying, I don't know if these are just rumors, by the way, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's true. He could be done. The season could be done for him. So, I mean, you got to look at this manager, man, at the end of the day. That is what it comes down to. And yeah, I mean, I ain't got no confidence left with the league. I think it's done personally, but yeah, we'll see. Big up, Dom,
Yeah,
by the way.
I mean, this is an interesting question that I want to bring up, right? If you bottled this league again, is all the blame on Arteta? And how much are the players to blame? That's an interesting question, I feel like. Because, yes, the players have to take some responsibility. But I keep saying that it's not normal for these players, in particular, right? A lot of them, I would say, have regressed under his dictatorship from what they were when he was managing Arsenal. Like, Martinelli came back off a 15-goal season. I'm seeing Saka, who has reached double figures. I've seen Odegaard score 15 goals. Why are these players suddenly crap now? I'm not saying all of them. Fair enough, he's rebuilt the defence. But in terms of, you know, what we are as an attacking institution, we're awful. Like, it's probably the worst we've been in how long? I don't think I've seen an attack this bad. And this is why I brought up the fact. I think Pepe, Aubameyang and Lacazette was a better front line than what we've got now.
Oh, yeah.
Which is mental to say, by the way. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but I think that they actually weren't too bad and, you know, had something about them and won us our last trophy in the last 6 years. But we got Dom in the building.
Yeah, big up Dom.
Yeah, I mean, you told me you got just an ounce of positivity left in you, I'm presuming. So
yeah. Look,
it's gonna be
right now. I'm rubbing my jaw though. Right now, I'm rubbing my jaw. I copped an elbow to the jaw just after half time. So, but it'll be all right. It'll be fine. Spent 5 minutes rolling around on the floor to kill some time.
Yeah.
Mikel had a word.
What did you make of the game overall? What would you make of the game overall, Dom?
I thought the referee was shit. He booked me for something. Oh, you don't mean tonight? You mean Sunday? Can't book.
Nah, really though.
Yeah, I mean, look. Ultimately, the result is a.
What's
I can't
that?
read that.
Seb.
I can't read that.
I don't even can read that. It's quite blurry. Hold up.
What's that? I'll be on in 10 minutes, ready to
cook.
Wait, what have I done, Seb, bro? Wait, bro, what's being? Hold on, bro. What's being called done, man? Hey, bro, what's going on?
What have I done?
What have we said? Oh, God.
Well, it's going to be interesting.
It's all right.
Anyway,
it's all right. I brought my sorted weapon with me today, so it's fine.
Actually, speaking of hammers, how are they getting on?
It's 0-0.
It's 0-0.
Oh,
I've got it down here on my phone. So.
I've just got in.
Not you, Josh. Not you, apparently.
Oh, not you, Josh. Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, you know where the cooking's going.
In the kitchen, in the kitchen, hopefully.
Anyway,
sorry, Seb. I won't threaten you with my weapon. Pause.
Oh my God.
Nice to see with how things are going to go. Yeah, I mean, look. Ultimately, the result is a massive blow. You know, I think I said going into the game, I didn't think it was fatal either way and would decide the league, but it would be a massive indicator to where it's going. And the momentum is 100% with City after that game. You know, they've managed to solve those defensive issues, which I think have undermined them all season. And as you were sort of mentioning there, we haven't solved our attacking issues. It's 6 games in a row now with, excuse me, sorry, I've now got hiccups on top of everything else, without scoring 2, you know, and ultimately that is what matters, is that result, and it puts Arsenal under pressure. They are essentially assuming City win their game in hand, which I still count as Crystal Palace, but in theory it's Burnley at the moment. Then they are, it's a shootout, 5 games, isn't it? It's going to come potentially down to goal difference if they both win their last 5 games. Yes, you screamed it in my face on Friday. But ultimately, Arsenal's performance was better. I thought that but it wasn't good enough ultimately, because the result wasn't there. I think the team selection was largely right. I wouldn't have played Madueke. I think coming off that injury, I wouldn't have started him. Before the game, I would have started Martinelli because of his defensive work. Obviously, in the game, he was that was arguably the worst I've seen him play all season. I don't think we even got the defensive stuff that we normally get out of him. I would have brought Dalman on at half time, just given the way the game was playing. But I would have started Martinelli, and I wouldn't have played Madueke in this one. Otherwise, it was a team I expected largely. I thought it might be Trossard over Eza, but same idea out on that left flank. And I thought Eza was a real spark in that attack, to be fair. And I think the reason I've not given up hope there was because I could see something in that performance still that makes me think the players are still fighting, there's still heart. You looked at Rice at the end, say it's not done. And that's the attitude you want to see. And I don't think that was calculated. That wasn't planned. That wasn't in a press conference. But they are in a shootout. City have the momentum. But I think the real thing that comes down to is, why didn't we see that performance against Bournemouth? And I wasn't on last week because I was in a committee meeting, but that performance against Bournemouth was abject. And if we played like that on Sunday against Bournemouth, we win that game and suddenly we're still 3 points clear. So, I don't like the bottle job narrative. I think it is largely overused in football. I'm not just talking Arsenal here, by the way. I'm talking in general. But there is no question, if we were to lose the league from where we were, I think that is a bottle job, because I think Arsenal... How's FIFA going, Josh?
You can hit the whistle. I'm losing 3-1, man. I'm losing 3-1. It's not good.
It's how I always know you're playing. But yeah, I mean, the final point...
Wait, doing an Arsenal career mode?
No, I'm doing Como, mate. It says Fabregas settings. Come on.
Como?
Yeah. I'm in the Champions League. I just beat Arsenal as well, by the way. I'm not even joking.
I always find that difficult when I'm playing against Arsenal.
Yeah.
Do I lose this? Do I win it?
Do Arteta in charge? Does Arsenal still have Arteta in charge? Because I know they can transfer managers in career mode.
No, they have Hansi Flick as a manager.
Oh, what a surprise. Nice. Nice, I'll take that. Although Gal won't. He plays too much of a high line.
Him and Postecoglou related, by the way. It is a high line, but you can get away with it largely in Spain, to be fair.
Yeah.
Oh my days. We should have played more TikToks in training. Sorry, Dom, is that all you've got?
No, I was just going to say, I was just going to finish with, look, I think the bottle job narrative is overdone in football generally, not just Arsenal. I'm talking in general. But I think given the state of the squad, given the expectations going into the summer, and given the position we were in a few weeks ago, I don't think there can be any argument. That for me is a bottle job. Like I say, it's not over. I think if I'd seen a Bournemouth performance again on Sunday, then I would be like, the players are done. We're done. But that is the only thing that gives me some hope still, but it's not over. But the momentum and City certainly have the advantage right now.
Would you say it's in City's hands at the moment?
It's in both our hands, isn't it? But yeah, if you're asking, do I make them favourites? Then right now, yes, I think they are favourites because the form guide is with them and they've got their tails up. So I think yes.
On March the 4th, Arsenal had a 91% chance to win the league. It's now dropped to 41%.
Karl, I was going to say it's going to be 40%. I hadn't seen it. Oh, it was going to be so close.
That's the equivalent of.
Dom, you can't let anyone snatch your fact man chain. Nah,
that's a great stat.
That is equivalent of an NFL team being up by 16 points going late into the fourth quarter, like 4 minutes to go, and the other team comes back and fucking scores twice, takes their OT and beats them. That's called a choke job if I've ever seen one.
Carl, are you an LA Chargers fan?
NHL.
And NFL, yeah, because
Oh,
they did
yeah.
that. They Chargers did that, didn't they? And they cost them themselves in the playoffs, didn't they? They were 16 up.
Charges. No, 27 up.
Yeah, he was going to say, yeah.
27-0 up by halftime, and the Jaguars come back and fucking beat them in the second half. Yeah,
I couldn't remember the score. I just knew it was a lot.
that's not the worst one. There've been a lot.
I mean,
worse.
is this a new low now? Like we are talking about NFL instead of Arsenal. This is just
No,
Actually,
it's not about that. We're trying a comparison because there have been so many parts. The worst one is 1993 when the Houston Oilers were up 35-3 against the Bills, and the Bills come back and beat them. Now that's why it's labeled the choke for a reason.
Well, that won't be the last mention of NFL tonight because Rory's very kindly allowed me to talk about a charity pod later on, which is NFL related. So,
sound. Okay.
Nice. Dom, we're going to see a haircut when Arsenal win the next 5 games, or if Arsenal win the next 5 games.
Well, with 7 games to go of the season, I'm not doing that because it takes 1 in the middle and suddenly it's August. But yeah.
Oh my days.
Yeah, I'm not as foolish as that lad or Lee Meadows, who bet his eyebrows that Nketiah wouldn't score last season against us, and of course he did.
Oh,
Yeah, Dom, I was just going to ask you, right? I think I asked this to Josh and Karl right earlier. If Arsenal don't win the league, who would you put the blame on? Is it the manager?
Ultimately,
Is it the players?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously everybody because I think you win and lose together, but ultimately accountability lies with the manager. And as I said, if he doesn't win anything this season, I've given him time because Arsenal, for me, were in a mess. And they needed time to sort that out. Same with whoever takes the Manchester United job. I know they've had a really good end to the season, but they're playing once a week and have a decent 11. They just don't have the squad. I think I'm sort of doing that as a comparison, right? Last season, obviously, I did genuinely feel that the injuries were a massive impact, and therefore he got 1 more season, but he couldn't blame that 2 seasons running. We've obviously had them this season, but you can't factor that in this season because he's been given the backing to increase the size of the squad and the quality of the squad to overcome that. So he is out of time, he's out of excuse. And I think at the end of the season, if we are trophless, for me, he goes. I'm not convinced the board will, by the way.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it more likely he resigns than he is sacked. And I don't mean we've mutually parted ways because we all know what that really means. And I think that will be, if the board do sack him, that's what will be said.
yeah.
But I think he's more likely to resign than be sacked. But I think he should go at the end of the season with look, you've made us competitive, you made us relevant again. But ultimately, and I've said this for the last couple of years, there is a question that he can only answer by winning, which is, can he get us over the line? It's similar to Pochettino, right? Did really good things at Spurs. Mikel Arteta might be that. That doesn't make him a bad manager. It doesn't mean he hasn't done good things. But ultimately, this side is now ready to win. It is in that, winning window, if you like. And if he doesn't do it, he holds ultimate accountability. Responsibility is combined. It's the coaching staff, him, players combined. But he takes most of that responsibility because he ultimately picks a side, etc., is responsible for motivating the side, blah, blah, blah. And ultimately, managers always have to take accountability. So it's as simple as that for me.
Well, but like, no, go on.
No, go
Evening,
on, Josh.
Cooper, by the way.
I would say like a bit like Morgan Rogers at Liverpool, right?
Brendan
Rogers.
Oh, sorry.
Morgan Rogers.
Sorry, Brendan Rogers.
I see what avenue you're going. I see what.
I'll take Brendan. I'll take Brendan Rogers. I'll take Morgan Rogers in a heartbeat, though. But yeah, Brendan Rogers at Liverpool, right?
Another good example of it, right?
Morgan Rogers was the stepping stone before Klopp came in. Ranieri was the stepping stone before Mourinho came in. It was Pellegrini.
Yeah,
stepping stone before Pep Guardiola comes.
I was just about to use Pellegrini.
There is always a stepping stone for the next manager to take it over the top. Arteta is that stepping stone.
Yeah,
he could well be. I think he will in his career have a successful career, but ultimately, if it's not this season at Arsenal, then it's not going to be at Arsenal because I don't think he should be here next season. If he is, I'll always back my team, etc., etc. But I fear that we sort of get into that end of the Wenger era toxicity in the fan base if he doesn't go. Yeah. And I think that in itself brings increased pressure.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard a lot of like this. I'd say there's sections of the fan base that even if we do win the league, you would sack Arteta. Are you in that category as well? Because I've heard a lot, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting up to that point as well, where you know, I don't know, even if he does win the league, I think that's the bare minimum where you can actually take us. But would you let him go at the end of the season if he does win the league, or is it only if he doesn't win the league or the Champions League? In fact, Dom.
Oh, me. Sorry, I thought you were asking the other. Sorry.
Yeah, I was
no,
asking you.
I'm sorry. I think if he wins the league or the Champions League, it's our first league in 22 years, first Champions League ever. I don't see a world where you can sack him. I also think that there is some truth, and you hear a lot of professionals talk about this. You know, people that sort of lived and breathed the game and won, you know, some of the biggest trophies talk about the first one being the hardest. Klopp talked about it recently at Liverpool. You know, he was 4 or 5 cup finals before he finally won one. How difficult it is, particularly at clubs when they've gone a long time. So I think if he wins the league, he has to go. But as I just said, you know, if he doesn't win anything, then if he wins something, then he stays. If as I just said, if he doesn't win anything, then obviously he has to go.
The only fundamental difference is the fact that Klopp's team was still intact whilst they were still winning these cups and trying to win the league and trying to win the Champions League. They had their team still intact. Yes, they played a lot of blood and thunder football, but they were still able to get the job done in the end. In this case, Arsenal, we were very lucky with in the first stint with barely any injuries, but now it's all catching up because guess what? There's no rotation with the squad, and now you're seeing Saka getting burnt out. You're seeing Rice get burnt out. You're seeing Saliba and Gabriel get burnt out. Timber, I don't know if he's going to be returning this season. There's a lot of players now, and next season is going to get even worse because we're coming off the back of a World Cup as well. So the players are going to have even less time to rest up and prepare for. It will be a rough season for us next season. And regardless if it's going to be Arteta in or if regardless it's going to be a new manager in, Arsenal next season will go through some teething pains. By hook or by crook, we will, because of the amount of injuries we have sustained this season. It's not going to be pretty.
I think that's fair, and I think you know that could affect other teams, and it could just come down a bit like last season. Who can stay most injury free next season? Ultimately, with the World Cup.
Yep, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the main event.
Aren't you supposed to do it like a wrestling?
Let's get ready to rumble. Seb,
Evening, Seb.
Evening, Seb, mate. Evening, Seb.
Even Seb.
Yeah, I know for a fact that you've got a lot to get off your chest. So take it away. What are you saying?
That's it. That is it. It really is it. It really is it. Every single time. Every single time. Why are you honestly surprised, guys? Why are you surprised? I've said it many times about this manager, many times. Yet silly people just don't want to listen. Too many silly people don't want to listen. You just want to sit there, argue with me, row with me, call me all sorts of names, accuse me of lying, accuse me of doing all sorts when I was voicing my concerns. And this is for you that's happening now. Hold that. This is all for you. It's you. And yes, of people on this podcast as well. Hold that. Not you, Josh. You're a real one.
Me?
But I'm honestly sick and tired of this. I really am. It's killing me. It's actually killing me. It's making me feel miserable right around the place. It's really killing me. Hurts. Yet all you people want to do is sit there and rouse, sit there and argue. And I don't want any idiots start coming up and sticking up for this guy just because we played better now. No. One is we still lost. Second, how many more times does it come to a big game and we don't deliver? I'm tired of this. And people in the chat, it's the same for you. Some of you who've bitched and argued with me. Some of you as well. Honestly, I worry about my summer now, and I worry about the future of this club. I worry now. I'm a worried, scared, fearful man for both myself mentally and this club long term. I worry. You'll sleep tonight, not me. You'll go into work all right, not me. I couldn't even get up and have the decency to drive into work today. I was that upset. So I had to get my laptop and work from home. And then at lunchtime, I was going down to my local park, pretty much in tears. Honestly, I'm just getting fed up with this. And this should never be in the crunch game. Wolves, Bournemouth, Nottingham Forest. You can even say games like Liverpool, Brentford and Man United. You can even go back to that. You can go back to those Sunderland where we dropped points. Villa where we dropped points right at the end. Honestly, the amount of people that sit here and accept this and just want to stick up for this man just because you hope you've been good. You are just as much to blame for this mess up than he is. You are just as much to blame. You really are. You sort of argue and row with the likes of me, the likes of Josh and all that. You'll just sit there. And you people, some of you can hold that. Not me. I worry about my summer. My life's on the line. Honestly, this is what the club does to me. It's so nasty. It gets me so upset for days and days and days, for weeks and weeks. And it's only going to get worse Wednesday when City beat Burnley, then they'll go top. And that really will be it. There's no coming back from this. Because now we're in a shootout. It should never come down to this. And how do you think we're going to do well to win the shootout? Nah. We have thrown away a 9-point lead, binning pretty much every other cup in the process. I thought we had bigger fish to fry. Well, how's that fish going? Yes, again, people don't learn. You idiots don't learn. You can laugh as much as you want. I'm not laughing. Do you see me laughing? I'm hurting. I'm close to tears. You can laugh as much as you want, people. But honestly, I am sick and tired of this. I really am. No more. No more. No more. Every time I voice my concerns, I've been thrown out of group chats as well. Yeah, I'm the one that's going to get it all summer. You will probably have a lovely summer where you don't do much. Not me. Where you do nice things, go on holiday. No, not me. I'm through a summer of absolute pain and hell. I'm going to get it. I can't even enjoy the World Cup. I can't. Don't know what I can do to myself to cheer myself up. It's just so painful. And I know exactly how this is going to end. We're not going to win all our remaining games. City will win the league, and we're not winning the Champions League. We're not. And by the time you'll come round when that happens to saying this manager should go, too late. Too late. I don't want to hear it. You should have been on board with me when I called this out a long time ago. Then maybe we would have won some trophies and titles by now. Too late. Especially the one to have sit and rowed at me and called me a liar and called me all this. When I haven't been lying, I didn't call you any names. I just voiced my opinion. I wasn't rude to you. So stop it now and understand where I'm feeling and where I'm hurting. Because this is you. This is you. And your legacy and your mentality. Go and look at that City fan with that bottle. And go and look at those Liverpool fans when they dressed up Arteta as a bridesmaid. That's your mentality. That's your standards. That's what you are happy with. Not me. It's hurtful. People taking the wholesale mig out of my club that I love and follow, write about, do everything, die for, to support. And you people want to lower the standards and you're accepting falling short again and seeing rival fans take the mick. Not me. I don't lower my standards. And it doesn't matter how long you've been supporting this club for. Especially if you've been supporting it and you've been alive longer than I have, longer than Josh has, or longer than Rory has. How many titles have you seen in that time? How many trophies have you seen in that time? So why on earth are you lowering your standards right now just because you want to sit here and trust a person who you think will become good when he's not? He's poor. He's an awful manager. Get that in your head. Get that in your head. Because last night I wouldn't have even allowed him on the coach home. I would have made him walk home. I would have made him get a train. Don't allow him on the bus. I don't like this manager. I don't. He's messed up my club. He's killed my confidence. I don't. And then when Jose Mourinho called Arsene Wenger specialist and failure because he didn't win any trophies or titles, well, that's wrong because Wenger still won things in his latter years. That tag should be put on this manager because he really is a specialist and failure. How can you sit here for nearly 7 years at the club, be given nearly £1 billion to spend, and him himself, he's on ridiculous money, like 15 million a year, more than Arsene Wenger was ever paid on, and this is what you deliver? Failure, bottling, failure, joke. This is what you deliver. But yet people want to sit here and accept this and still want to go along and still make excuses. Because I've just simply had enough of it. I've had enough from tooth and nail from you, Gum. Had enough. And there's going to be no arguing with me tonight. If I catch you talking rubbish about that, I'm going to interrupt you and I'm going to tell you how it is. I really am, because I've just about had enough. I get interrupted every week from what I say when I'm trying to raise my concerns and I'm trying to point out the facts. I write my pieces and come on here calling out everything before it's too late. But it is too late now. And you people ought to be ashamed of yourself. In the comments as well, those of you who've done it as well. You don't think for a minute you're not a part of this, some of you. Because a lot of you are getting a lesson. And you're getting your taste of your own medicine, and you need to wake up and smell the coffee and realise this man ain't it. And when he does eventually leave, feel free to go with him, because I've just about had enough. Feel free, because I know for a fact you will not back this next manager anywhere near as much as you backed this one. You won't give him the same excuses, same time, same that. Because if you don't do that, then you're part of the problem. When Emery did this, you were all so quick and wanted him gone. And yes, he did need to go. But this guy is no better. We should never have appointed this guy in the first place. Never have appointed this guy in the first place. It should never have been his first job. We should have got an experienced guy like Ancelotti, who was available at the time. Max Allegri, who I wanted at the time. That's who you should have gone for. So novice, depth. No, sorry. And yet you stick with him and make excuses. When we came 8th in the first few seasons, had us 15th at one point, had us bottom of the league when Tottenham was top. Bottled top 4 to a poor Tottenham team, messed up an 8-point lead, messed up a title to Liverpool, and now the biggest one messed up this. All some of you get actually open your eyes. And some of you that defend the signings he makes as well. Kai Havertz. I said all along he ain't good enough. And yesterday you saw it. I'm sorry, you don't go missing those chances when you're in the title. Don't. Even Sylvain Wiltord would never miss that. Gyökeres wouldn't have missed that. Henry never missed that. Van Persie never missed that. Even Giroud wouldn't miss that. Then he missed another one. Honestly, that guy is a scrub. He is an awful player. And then the worst of it, you go and sign Madueke. And I said all along we weren't good enough. And this manager showed exactly his true colours when it was pretty clear the fan base didn't want him. But all we did was slap you in the face and go and sign him. That's your manager. And now you want to sit here and make excuses and then find out and then act as if he's the best Finn since a slice of bread or best backup side to Saka. No. Not good enough. Game gone. No. This is all you. Who's backed this and supported this. It's all you.
Facts.
When I said we needed to sign Leon Goretzka in January, all you do is come out and say, "Oh, not available, not available, not available." No, shut up. I'm sick and tired of this. No, shut up. And actually start following football properly and actually start raising your standards. Stop arguing with me over things because I want my club to succeed. Stop arguing with me. Get your head right. Stop it. Honestly, I'm getting sick and tired of this. And people in the chat as well, you shut up as well. Shut up as well. Stop slating me for my opinions. Because I've just had enough. I've just had enough. I mean it. Instead of pointing the finger at me, you point the finger where the right finger needs to be made and start having start raising your standards and start demanding the best. Because a lot of grassroots teams have done better than this. And what phase are they in? A lot of lower teams, lesser teams have done better than this. Haven't spent anywhere near the money that I've spent. Phase are they in? Real Sociedad. They've just won a trophy. What phase are they in? Without Zubamendi and without Moreno. What phase is that manager in? Please shut up and start raising your standards and going on about what you believe and what you hope to be real. Stop it now. Because I'm getting sick and tired of this. And this summer you're in for a taste of your own medicine. Because this is your fault. Why my club is not going to win anything and it's been dragged into the dirt. It's your fault. Your fault. You're just as much to blame as this manager, Rich. You're just as much to blame as these players are. Who buys the players? Who raises their who gives them ridiculous money? Who does it? Who sets up those tactics? Boring football. Get a grip. Get a grip. And by the time you all come on board when we win nothing, at the end of the season, it'll be too late for that. No, I don't mean you, AFC always. You're a real one. I'm just getting fed up with this. I didn't mean everyone in the chat. I meant some of them. So I'm just getting sick and tired of this now. But please, I'm just getting fed up with this now. I really am. No more. No more. No more. Honestly, this is a disgrace. No more. And not you, Bertie, as well. You're a great guy. Maybe you can teach some of the people you work with better standards. Some of them just don't have a clue. I don't care if this has upset people, because look how I'm hurting. Look how my days get ruined. Look how my time gets spent. Look how my weeks go. And look how my summer's going to go. Get a grip. Raise the standards. Right now. Thank you.
Facts, mate.
Anyone going to counteract on that?
Absolute facts, bro.
Not sure where Rory is. But yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know
undoubtedly
where
where we are right now, you know, it's as I said earlier, you know, it was a tough one to take on Sunday, and it makes City favourites. You know, and until it's over, you know, Arsenal have got to keep fighting, and I think we've got to keep believing. But they're undoubtedly favourites, no question about it. You know, momentum is a thing. You know, we spoke about it after the cup final. You know, while only 2 or 3 sides I think ever have won their first trophy, then gone on to win the league immediately after. Something daft like that in the last 30 years, I think it is huge for Arsenal. You know, I was just speaking beforehand about, you know, how winning that first trophy is so hard. You know, and therefore, you know, that's where we are. But you know, as I said, you know, if he doesn't win, he goes, no question. You know, and it does hurt everybody, of course, whether you want this manager or not. It hurts everybody.
Are you still confident, Dom, that we're going to get on the line?
Not as confident as I was, no. I mean, as I say, if we played as badly as we did against Bournemouth on Sunday, then I'd be in the same place, it's over. Right now, I think if we can do that 5 more times, then there's a chance still. So, it's not over. But as I say, City are the favourite. I think, Karl, with that, I'm assuming it was Optastats, was it, Karl?
Optastats,
64, 60-40. That feels about right to me. I'd even go for 65-35. And ultimately, if he doesn't get it over the line, then he goes, no question.
I just want to throw this out there as well, okay? Away from Arteta, I'm going back to our useless stake of a captain. Everyone turned around and saying, about Odegaard, we would have lost that game. About Odegaard, we would have lost more games. Odegaard has missed 12 games so far in the Premier League this season. Our record, 9 wins, 3 draws, 1 loss. That's without Odegaard.
Has he missed 13 games? Sorry.
No,
I did the math quick.
That's what I got on here.
Because 9, 3 and 1 is 13.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I think Odegaard has had a terrible 18 months, without question. I thought he was better on Saturday, but he just isn't producing those final numbers at all right now. He's got part of the problem is his output isn't high enough, and I think a lot of that is because he seems to have lost his confidence in front of goal, and he's not getting close enough to the striker, which is really affecting those numbers. And I think if you get an offer for him in the summer, I think Arsenal have to consider that, whether he's a captain or not. I still think there's a player in there, but he just seemed to have lost his mojo, doesn't he? Completely.
Do you think under a different manager?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, I agree.
Yes.
As well.
There's no other answer than yes.
Yeah, I think so, because
Right, then get him gone. Right, get him gone. Right, get this man gone right now, and then we can actually do it. Now stop, please. Get him gone. You've admitted it. Right, get this man out now, out that door. Get him gone. I don't want to see him managing this club again, ever.
Well, as I just said, if we get to the end of the season, we haven't won anything, then he obviously goes.
No, he's got to go now, so we can win.
I don't agree.
No, now. What are we going to win with this guy?
Well, we'll find out in 7-8 games.
Not going to win anything. You've seen it all there. What more do you need to see?
Well,
please open your eyes. There's no if.
As I said a couple of weeks ago, I think that the most successful clubs in history tend to win when they have that stability and that certainty. I think if you were to change the manager, well, there is stability because they know what the manager wants to do, and the squad is set up to play in the way.
What does this manager want to do?
He wants to rely quite heavily on a defensive, solid structure and build up.
Ain't winning you the title and he's killed that attack. Ain't winning you the title.
But the point
what?
I'm. Yes, you've
been
clear.
Now we're in a shootout where we've got to score loads of goals to probably do it. We don't got to do it. Now we're in a shootout. How on earth do you expect to be sitting here and relying on this? How on earth? Stop it.
Well, if you let me finish, I'll explain. So, as I was saying, so that is how Arteta is going to play. There's no question about that. He is not his attack, despite the fact that we are one of the best goal scorers. It's not where it needs to be. And a different manager probably gets different results out of our attack. You probably concede slightly more, but you'll probably score slightly more. But that is how Arteta's going to do it. But right now, the squad knows how to play that game. If you were to make that change now, you are probably losing a week or two without a manager, and that's why it's too late. If you wanted to make the change, it had to be earlier in the season.
But you didn't want to accept it, didn't you? You wanted to sit here and just say, no, he deserves another go because of injury. No, he deserves another go. You didn't want to sit here. I called it out ages ago. I wanted him gone. How many years have I wanted this guy moved?
Yeah, you have.
You wanted to sit there and accept it. We knew what this manager was all about, and now you're seeing with your own eyes again.
Well, again, if I look at it, and look, my view is that I think Arteta has done a decent job to get us here.
No, he hasn't.
Well, we can disagree on that, but as I've always said, I think at least I can finish a sentence. But as I always said, the question is, can he get over the line? I think he's had the squad in the last 2 years to get over the line. I think last year, I think was
what decent job, please.
The club is now in a better place.
No, it's not.
Well, it is because
it's not winning anything. It's not.
I said
They
he's
can't.
If you let me finish.
What do you need today? What else do you need to say? What else do you need to say?
So the club is undoubtedly in a better place. But as I said, there was a question.
In a
Has
better
been,
place.
oh, Jesus Christ.
You won things by now.
The definition of better is it has improved.
No,
It has
trophies.
If you let me finish.
Is progress without trophies for the 500,000th time every week.
If you let me finish, instead of being rude, if you let me finish.
See, there you go. See, this is what you do. You accuse people of being rude and all that.
You are being rude because you're interrupting.
When the fact is, you know what I'm saying is true, and I'm just getting sick and tired of this. This is what you do. This is whether you attack the wrong people when you should be attacking this manager and all that. Because I'm hurting.
Well, it doesn't mean I'm not.
I don't think you are. No.
Well,
But did you sleep all right? Did you sleep all right last night?
Yeah. Fine,
No,
yeah.
I didn't. Right, I didn't. How was your day today?
All right, yeah. I was working.
No, mine was ruined, and I'm going to have an awful summer. Not mine.
Yeah, because I can decompartmentalize, and I'm sorry that that's the way you feel, but I can decompartmentalize. But as I said, I think this club is in a better place, and I've seen progress most years, which is why I have backed the manager. But ultimately, as I've said, the question he has to answer is, can he get it over the line? If he doesn't, he goes.
The answer is no.
Well, again, if he doesn't,
It's a
he
big
goes.
fat no.
And I get that people didn't like him. That's absolutely understandable. That's an opinion you're more than entitled to have. Ultimately, if he doesn't win, then he goes. But that is
now.
But that is my view. I don't think if you make a change with 7 games to go, that I think that can actually be more disruptive than
Why not?
keeping it as
What's
it is.
the worst that can happen with this group? What's the worst that can happen? Why not?
Well, the same as the worst can happen under this manager. Just as the best it can happen is the same as under this manager.
Well, we know things ain't going to get better. We know he ain't getting over the line. So why not take the risk?
Because I genuinely believe that stability is the basis for success. Now,
This
again,
guy isn't the right for stability. He ain't right.
Yeah,
if you got someone like Pep Guardiola that knows how to get it done, that's.
Yeah, and look, ultimately, Pep Guardiola is the best manager in world football, no question.
Oh, there you go. He's got the manager. They've got the stability. They've got the experience. They've got the players.
Yes, they have.
And whose fault is it that we've not got it?
Well, again, Manchester City were starting on a higher base. Arsenal have caught up to some extent, but they have not got over the line. And Arteta, if he doesn't win, if he doesn't win, as I keep saying, his final question is, can he?
Yes. Too late.
At which point you then make the change. But I don't think making a change with 7-8 games to go is going to make
Why not?
Now, well, I've explained why not. Now, you can have a different opinion. That's absolutely fine, but that's why not. Whereas I think in the summer, I think you've got the chance to reset. You've got a pick of managers around because I think there's going to be a lot of people interested in this job.
Yeah, that's it. Everyone, there's going to be lots of teams queuing for new managers. Real Madrid, even Man City, if Pep goes, Chelsea, Man United.
Who would you like, Doma? Can I ask who would you like if you have an ideal candidate?
I think it's going to be boring. But I think you probably want a relatively similar manager to avoid the rebuild. I think if you go to someone like Flick, you have to rebuild the squad quite considerably to match the way they're playing. So I would probably go with someone like Diego Simeone. If Ancelotti doesn't want to retire after Brazil, and I suspect he probably will, someone like that can do those sorts of things. But I think that probably someone like Flick, you have to rebuild the squad. And I don't want to be in a rebuild because, I think we've done that. That's what those first 3 years were about. And I want to this squad is capable of winning, and I want someone that gets the best out of this squad. But I think the squad is built in a certain way. If you look at Slot this season at Liverpool, shows what happened when you make a massive switch in style, which is why I think someone like that for me, it doesn't have to be those. There might be others of similar profile, but that sort of profile. How about you, Josh?
No, I like that Simeone. I like that idea. To be fair,
yeah, because someone who has a CV that says I win.
Yes.
Listen,
hey, Parkside from the man from the airport.
Where are you off to, Parkside? Or where have you landed?
He's back from Naples.
I came back from Naples, man. I went to Hey, bro, I went to what's it called? Iskira, you know? Is it Iskira? The little
Yeah,
island south of
yeah,
Napoli. Unreal,
yeah,
bro. Unreal, yeah. I just got back
Hey,
to Gatwick
amazing.
now, man. I told you, man, that we were gonna bottle this game, man. I knew this was gonna happen. Got to come off the phone apparently. So I'll be back in a minute. Karl.
No worries, man. No worries.
No worries, bro.
Must be going through security, is he? Airport security.
He's getting an extra pat down now.
Oh, them searches in the airport. Oh my days, they are peak. Trust me.
Yeah, mine always goes
But yes,
off.
so just to what Dom was saying regarding of, you know, if a new manager comes in, they're going to need a full rebuild. If it was Hansi Flick or so on, what you've got with Arsenal right now is is one of the best defenses that the Premier League has currently got. A keeper which, you know, on his day can be good, but he can also be a liability at the same time. And the midfield, which with a few tweaks could actually be a bit more fluent, a bit more better,
Yeah,
right? What basically who we've got right now is in the same situation as when George Graham had that squad, moved on with Bruce Rioch, and Bruce Rioch left that for Arsene Wenger. They had the defense, they had the structural already put in place. All Wenger had to do was sprinkle a little bit of magic over that attack.
Yeah, I think
The
that's a really
attack
good
is the
analogy.
problem. The attack is
Yeah,
the problem
agreed.
with the way we're playing. So just because Hansi Flick will come and have to rebuild squad, that's not true at all. He will have a much better defense now than what he would have at Barcelona. No question. But he won't have the attack. But Flick has got the capability of turning that attack from being dead and boring into super exciting. You're telling me you're not gonna have freaking. I'm just gonna throw this out there. Let's just say, for example, let's just say Arsenal do go get Atletico Bilbao's Nico Williams. You put him on the left, Gyökeres up top, Darwin on the right, and Wemby in the 10. You're telling me that attack cannot look sexy and fluid?
Oh, it definitely can. I agree with you. But it's whether if Flick were to come in and say, I'm not going to play the high line, which maybe he's playing because, as you say, the Barcelona defense isn't great. And maybe that's why he's trying to outscore. And if that's true, then I don't think it needs a rebuild. But if he stays with that philosophy, I think it does need the full rebuild. But I agree, whoever comes in has to sort the attack out if we don't get over the line this season, because that is the area which is significantly underperforming without question.
I'm even looking at like Fabregas, who could probably make this this attack flow as well, because you know you're watching the football he plays at Como, and I'm like, yo, I like it. Like again, it may be a little bit too early for him, but at the same time, I wouldn't stick my middle finger up at Fabregas whatsoever if he was going to come in. To be honest with you, but then again, he wouldn't be my first choice. I think for me, it has to be Flick, Enrique.
Enrique's a good shout.
I'd even take Zidane as like an interim basis from now until the end of the season. That's what I'll be doing.
Zidane is going to be French coach once Didier Deschamps has
Yeah,
had his time
I'll
in
be
the World
doing
Cup. It'll be Zidane will be the head coach.
Is that actually confirmed now? I thought I heard that it was confirmed. Or is that my imagination?
That's your imagination.
It is my imagination. Is it? Yeah.
It's your imagination. It's just a theory we're putting out there, but it probably is more. There's probably more truth to it than what gets said.
All right, someone needs to block that guy in the chat, bro. This Inzaghi guy.
Yeah, mods. Yeah, do what you got to do.
Man's called himself a fake fan.
Yeah, well then,
He's definitely hurting.
You know what? I'll drop the link now in the chat, and you can come on and say it to his face. How about that? I don't know if Seb will allow it, but you know.
No, I won't.
Fair enough.
Who is this guy?
But,
who is this guy? And how do you know I was talking about you? Who is this guy?
Just a troll, mate.
Get out. Who is this guy? Get lost.
Pick up to
yeah, I mean, no, don't worry about it. I've hidden him anyway.
This guy, get him going.
Anyway.
Dark side survive security. Ivan Out's going so badly. He's hoping we can hear him. You know, so we can come save him.
Yeah, can you imagine if he's going through that X-ray thing, yeah, when he has to flipping.
Do you know their metal detector
just
things
hear
as well?
what-
You got to walk through.
Oh yeah.
And they go off every single time, even
Um,
though I ain't got any metal on me for some reason.
Oh, mine goes off all the time as well.
Yeah.
Every time. I think there's someone there with a beeper in their pocket. Which, in fairness, if that is the case, is bloody funny.
No, Wolves have just
Um,
gone down. They've just been officially relegated.
Did West Ham win, by the way?
No, 0-0.
no.
Was a draw enough, was it?
Yeah.
True.
But what happened the 2 times we played Wolves this season? Especially the last time. What happened?
We drew.
We were pony, mate.
Yeah, we played poorly against them twice.
Yeah, you said it. Yeah, you happy with that? And this is what's happened now. Yeah, you're happy with that.
Well, as I said in my match reaction to both games, we didn't play well in either game.
And what was I saying to you, especially in that first game and after that game? What was I saying to you in the chat? What was I saying?
I'm sure you'll enlighten me.
What was I saying to you? That you wanted to ignore it and you wanted to just say, "Oh, you're being rude" or something. What were you saying to me?
Well, I'm sure you'll enlighten me. I can't remember.
Look at where we are now because of it. Look at where we are now in a shootout.
Yes, and I said that the performance weren't good enough in those games.
Yeah, you accept it as if it's fine, if it's acceptable. You accept it.
Didn't accept it, did I? I said we were poor in those games. No.
You wanted the guy gone?
No, because
Then you right, there you go. That means
because we were still top of the league at that point.
No, we're not.
I said, well, we are still top of the league. But at the
No, we're
time,
not.
we were still.
No, we're
we are
not.
top of the league.
It'll be until Wednesday. It'll be gone.
Yeah,
There's no way back.
today's Monday.
Doesn't matter. I want to be top at the end of May, and I know.
Yes, so do I.
I don't think some people. Well, it's all good saying that, but you got to have standard, and you got to have the mentality that you do. Show
Yes, that's why I said if
why
we don't
you
win the league,
do.
it goes.
But if you, it'll be too late then. I've been saying this all along. I wanted him gone last year. I wanted him gone 2 seasons ago. I wanted him gone 3 seasons ago.
Yes, we had a disagreement opinion of that, and I'm entitled to my
And now
views.
look where it's left us because you want to sit here and accept it and deal with it and all that. That's why. Look at where it's left us.
Well, it's still left us top of the league right now, and in the Champions League now. Well,
9-point
we are.
lead. Gone. 9-point lead. Gone.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Cup, gone. Carabao Cup final. Gone. Soon, next week, it'll be Champions League. Gone.
Well, it can't be because we've got to play twice, but
It'll be gone. We're not going through.
yeah, as I said, ultimately, my view has been that we've improved. You disagree with that? That is
No, we've
fine.
not.
Well, again, I just said you can disagree.
How
with
have we improved?
because we are now back competing for titles and have a better squad.
Where's
But
the trophy? A trophy?
Yes, well, he's won
Right,
one.
then you
but-
go. We've not improved.
The difference that you are making is that you're saying you're looking at success as having a great season. We look at success. We look at success as winning trophies. Now, the two things can be true at the same time. Look at Chelsea's position; they're sitting fifth or sixth right now, right? They're not having a great season,
No,
but they're in the semi-finals of the FA Cup. They win the FA
They've
Cup.
had a better season than us.
They've had a rough season,
If they
but
win
they
that,
can say,
they've had a better season than us.
but they can say that they are successful.
And also, they'll probably make a change with their manager because they're ambitious. What are we?
Well, I'm not sure Chelsea are ambitious
I
anymore.
don't think
But
they
I
will,
agree
to be
with you,
fair.
Karl. I think
They're
we
still
are
winning
now.
more than us.
I
You
think we are
can't-
now. I do agree with you. I think there was a difference between improving and success. I think we have improved under Mikel Arteta. And as I said earlier,
No,
the
we've not.
question he hasn't answered is, can he get over the line? If he doesn't get it, then he's not successful and he goes. But I've always felt that we had to build to be successful because I don't think we were
No,
good
we
enough.
didn't.
We are now good enough, and therefore the measure of his success is trophies. And
Factually, that's strictly not true for this season because we haven't improved from last season because we've lost more games than last
no,
season.
I know, I agree, and that's why he goes. But I'm just talking in general. We have improved since he came to the club to now. Yes, I know. We know that. But as you say, Karl, I think we are now in a period where we have to be successful, and that's why if he's not, he goes. 3 years ago, when we were, trying to build from, back into the Champions League and going on, then I did think, incremental improvements was what we needed to do. But we're not in that world anymore. We're in a different world.
We should never have been in that world in the first place.
No, I agree. I agree with you.
Out. It should always be win or out. Doesn't matter. No, none of this. Oh.
Well, I agree. We shouldn't have been in that situation, but Yes, I agree. We shouldn't have been in that situation where we were in, but we were in that situation. That is the situation inherited where we weren't that great. You know, the attack was certainly performing better than it is now in terms of output,
It was.
but the whole side definitely wasn't. You know, and look, you know, people can disagree with that. That's absolutely fine, no problem. But that is my view, that the club wasn't great. It needed massive improvement. We have improved, but as Karl rightly says, ultimately success is winning trophies. He's not, if he doesn't win trophies, he's not successful, and he goes.
Now, well, now.
Yes, you said.
Every single week. Every week. I'm just honest.
Yeah, that's a good point there. Since Chelsea, you remember when Chelsea had Roman Abramovich as their
enough.
guy?
Yeah, they're not ambitious anymore, to be fair.
With Roman, he was proper, wasn't he?
I actually really feel for
Yeah,
fear for Chelsea, and I don't fear because I'm an Arsenal fan, so I don't want to see Chelsea do well. But I think their financial situation is becoming dire. They will get
Well,
more success.
are they banned?
financially.
Are they banned next season?
Well,
No,
I
they've
don't
just
know,
signed some,
but
they've just signed some 16-year-old, I believe, earlier on today.
again,
They're signing. They're literally remaking the Neverland Ranch. Pause. I need to get another drink, so I'm back in a minute.
But you know, Chelsea's financial results will improve this season, obviously, because they got a lot of money in the summer. But their financial situation is dire to the point that it could actually cause them to implode. It really could.
Obviously, they're not.
there's a-
They're obviously, well, actually, no, they're not ambitious because they wanted to lose last week just to stop us winning the league, and now they're protesting. And we're protesting against the owner. How can you do that?
Yeah, that was a
How can you
silly
do
thing to
that?
watch.
How can you want your own team to lose and then protest? Doesn't
I
make
think
sense.
that's true, to be fair. If they break the rules again in the next 2 seasons,
Yeah,
You
that's
do
when
that.
they do that.
How can they do that?
yeah, and ultimately they had the Champions League on the line. Losing to City has really endangered their Champions League place. Obviously, then followed up with United. They lost
Exactly.
to at the weekend.
Honestly, what? Oh man.
Yes, as we just said, Rory, they're only banned if they break the rules again. I think they will probably improve their financial situation this year because of the revenue they generate this year. But you know, they are a club in trouble, and ultimately all they do is replace like with like. You know, I don't know who their first team players are by 2 or 3.
I've had enough. Really have.
Anyways, should we get back onto Arsenal?
Yeah.
You know, Chelsea.
Exactly. We should be talking about the problems that we have. They're just focusing on anyone else. And anyone who's happy still, just because Tottenham are in a relegation zone, give your head a wobble and wake up. I want to focus about what we do, not what they do. I want my success. I don't focus on other teams. I focus on what we do. I want the title more than anything. So stop it. Not focusing on other teams and focus about what we're doing right now. It's about had enough. Oh, you people. It's not funny. I'm hurting. It's not funny.
Yeah, everyone's hurting, Seb. We agree. Everyone is hurting about it. You know,
Mate, I can't sleep. I can't get my head up. I couldn't get out of bed this morning and get to work.
no, I mean, you know,
Work from home. And I've got
No, I
to go there
understand.
tomorrow. I've got to go down to Eastbourne tomorrow. I've got to go whether I like it or not. And I'm going to have the worst summer ever. You're going to have to find something. You're probably going to go on abroad to Desert Island, something like that.
I wish I was going to a desert island. It'd be great.
Oh,
But yeah, and look, and no one wants you to feel that way. You know, no one wants.
this is how
anyone
I'm
to feel that way.
feeling. Because I want
Yes,
my
I
team to
understand
win. I
that.
said all along, I needed things now. I said all along. I couldn't wait to now. So I knew this was going to happen. It was going to get more and more of this. In fact, I had 2 idiots in the pub over the course of the weekend, being fools. I really did. It was the worst 2 experiences I had. Do you want me to tell you on camera?
Yeah, absolutely.
You
Yeah.
can if you want.
Right, on a Saturday, a random person from the service said, "Come on, City." And I wanted to I wanted to do that. And then some idiot man said, "Oi, F off, you. Don't be a F off." I'm like, who the hell are you idiots? And then secondly, when I watched the game on Sunday, when Kai Havertz missed that header, I was literally like this. No!
I think we all were.
When I collapsed to the ground.
So,
And then guess what happened? Apparently a dog started barking at me. Woof, 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 woof. And then guess what a stupid owner Oi, don't do that again. You just PS my dog and all that. Don't do that. It's only football. I was like, who the hell are you? Idiots. Cow. See, this is what I've got to deal with. This is what I've got to deal with all summer. This is what I've got to deal with. This and more. This is the rubbish I have to deal with because of stupid idiots. This is what I've got to deal with. Honestly, I'm sick and tired. Oh, man. This is what I've got to deal with. That's what I've got to deal with.
Oh. Shall we move on to... Obviously, we've got Newcastle at the weekend. Basically, if we don't win that game, yeah, that's pretty much title wraps for me. If it wasn't over after yesterday, then if we don't beat Newcastle, then that would definitely put the final nail in the coffin. But Karl, how are you feeling going into this Newcastle game?
Newcastle always a tricky side. They've always had our number at times. They're still trying to fight to get into Europe right now, but it feels like they're on the outside looking in currently. They've got good players that can hurt. They've got very good players that can hurt us. I just feel like now this game's going to depend on how the manager will pick up the players for this game, because that loss would have drained it out of them. Not just physically, but psychologically as well.
We say that every week, and then the same rubbish happens. We said it for the last few weeks. So why on earth do you think it's going to change now?
I'm not saying it's going to change. I don't think it will, but something. But you know, at the end of the day, Arsenal have to keep on trying. They've got to try and keep on pushing. The only problem is, I don't know. I just feel like now City will be above them on goal difference come Wednesday evening. And I wonder if their transition, I wonder if it all changes for them now. I said when I first came on last week, Rory, I said after that League Cup defeat, the trickle down effect will turn into a snowball effect. And so far, we've won one game, which was a stinky win against Sporting, which really should have ended 0-0 anyway. And so far, look, okay, that was the best we played in a number of weeks, but solid, unfortunately, isn't going to cut it at the Etihad. It required perfection, and we wasn't that. So now we've got to be perfect in the next 5 games. I will say this right now: there's only 2 wins I can see, which are definite wins. 2 I can see definite wins.
I know which 2 you mean. I know which 2.
Take a guess.
Burnley's got to be one.
Burnley at home, Fulham at home.
Fuck me, I'll use my mind. Yes.
It's not rocket science.
No,
Burnley definitely. Burnley most definitely.
And Fulham have got one of them.
That ain't good enough. That ain't good enough. That ain't going to win us a title.
No way.
Fulham have got good players, but they've also got one of the worst away records in the league currently. That's why I say 2 wins. Whereas Newcastle will give us problems. We got to go to the London Stadium.
Yeah.
To face West Ham, who are fighting to stay up right now.
And they don't want us to win the league.
Palace as well, last game.
Yeah, exactly. There's no way they'll want us to win the league on their path before they do. No way.
I know Man City's. Hang on, let me just look at Man City's.
Man City are winning all their games. They're winning all their games. You can guarantee that.
The only one that Bournemouth away they've got.
They'll beat Bournemouth.
Everton away.
They'll win that. They will be on the beach by then. They will not cope. They'll win that. They'll win that. They're winning every single game. That's what we do at this stage, and this is what we can't do. They'll do that. I warned you all this, didn't I? I warned you all this on this podcast. This will happen. I warned you all. But again, but look at the games they've got. But it's not the same City was before. But no, it'll be fine. Don't worry. Just relax. Where are you now?
Well, in fairness, they did draw the first 2 games after that. But
what first 2 games?
They drew the Forest and West Ham games. But I do agree.
Right. What have they done since? Won a trophy in What have they done since? And what have we done since?
Yeah, no, I agree. No. I agree with you. I think they will win their last 5 games. You know, Everton and Bournemouth.
Well, that's not good enough. Right, then we've lost the title then. Right, gone. We've lost the title. We've lost the title. There's no way we're outscoring them. We can't even score in a brothel right now.
But just because we think they're going to win their last 5 doesn't
They
mean they
will.
will.
They
Yeah,
will.
it doesn't mean they will. though.
They're in the ascendancy. They're in the ascendancy now.
They are, Carl. You're right.
They're like
They
they're
are
like
in
a
the
dog, they're like a
ascendancy.
dog with a bone. Once they got hold of it, they're not going to let go of it.
They will.
Yeah, I think it's likely. And Carl, you are right. You know, they are in the ascendancy right now.
Of course they will.
As we talked earlier, you know, they are the favourites for the title. And
Why
I
is
do
it
think they'll win the last
boxed
5.
up? 9 points clear, bottled.
Yes, I agree. I said earlier that if
Why do you still want this manager to say? Why do you
Because we
still accept it when he does it season after season after season after season after season after season after season? Why?
because
Come
in
on.
my view, because in my view, this is the first bottle. You disagree? That's fine.
No, it's been a bottle. The first one was a big bottle. It was.
I don't agree with that.
Oh, what? Look, 8 points clear in April with
He's
that.
done it.
Oh my goodness, it's a bottle.
Doing it
It's
once,
a
doing it
bottle.
doing it once is a mistake. Do it twice is a choice. You've done it
Exactly.
twice. You've done it twice.
Bottle.
And the thing
For
is,
crying out
and there's 2 parts I will throw. Sorry, Josh. There's 2 parts.
No, you're on.
There's 2 parts I will throw at this. Okay.
bottle.
But the first one is if Arteta doesn't win a league or Champions League, he will have eclipsed Sir Alex Ferguson's start to end drought when he took over at Man United in 1986. He won the Premier League in the inaugural Premier League season, 92-93.
92-93, yeah.
Yeah, so it took him 6 full years to do it,
Yeah.
but he won an FA Cup along the way. Otherwise, he would have got binned in 1990. It's in his autobiography.
He was winning things
Yeah.
along the way. What's Arteta won along the way?
Before some smart ass in the chat says, "Oh, but he was more successful at Aberdeen." Yes, he won the Cup Winners' Cup in 1983. He won the Super Cup in 1983, and then he won the league and took off the stranglehold of Celtic and Rangers in '84. Hold my
Which is an
nuggets.
incredible
Right?
achievement, by the way.
Yeah, huge achievement because then Aberdeen never won
Yeah.
anything since. Okay, so there's that. But the second part is this. Remember what I said to you, Rory, last week about the average amount of games you can only afford to lose in order to win the league?
Come on.
Chelsea 2005 won 1 game and they had 95 points. Since then, up to the present day, up to I'll go last season now, the average amount of games you can only afford to lose is 4. Arsenal have gone and fucking broken the record. Now they've got 5 losses and City have got 5 losses.
Yeah, whoever wins the title this year has broken that record, haven't they?
It makes it worse for Arsenal because we had it. We had it.
I agree.
To win it for.
I agree. I agree. As I said earlier, you know, this is a bottle if we don't win the league from here.
It was
And
a
as I
bottle last
say-
season. The Champions League one was a bottle.
Well, I don't agree.
It was. It was. It was. It was.
I don't agree.
It
with that.
was.
Yes, you said I don't agree with you, but that's
Well,
fine.
you're wrong. You're completely wrong. You always have been. Let's be honest. You haven't got anything right because what you said that has resulted in Silvovic. What you said?
That's not
Nothing.
the definition
Yeah,
of right, is it?
Of course it's right. Of course it is.
Well, I said for the first 4 seasons we weren't going to win the league, so presumably we won the league.
Yeah,
then.
because you accepted all that. I didn't accept it. Could you accept it all?
Yes, because my view
You're gonna
was
sit there.
my
No.
view was the same as it is now for
No.
sides that are down there that you don't go from 8th or ish to win
When
the
you
league
get a
into-
chance to win things, when you get things in a good position, you do everything you can to win it. That's what a good manager does. Doesn't matter if you don't think the team is that, or you go and do it.
Yes, you said.
Oh, but Xabi Alonso took Bayer Leverkusen from 17th to 1st. Conte, Chelsea, 10th to 1st.
Conte took Napoli from 15th to first in the next season.
There we go. Listen to this.
But
Can
where
you
did they
listen
finish
to
the
this?
season before?
It shows you it. No, nothing. No. Done. No.
Well, I think it is.
No.
I think it is important.
excuses. No. I've given you plenty of examples that it don't need time. No.
Yes, but with the exception of
No.
Leicester,
Well, there you go. Another one that proved it can be done. There you
Yeah.
go. See
Yes,
another
but-
one.
which is also described as a once in a generational thing.
No.
But
No.
is described as a once in a generational title. With the exception of that, the other ones had either been all right. Well, anyway, with the exception of that, all the other ones had either won the league, competed for the league the season before. They had that crash. Chelsea, if you remember, under Mourinho, they were going down at one point. You know, they'd won it the season before, or they'd been building for a while. But you know, as I say, you know, Seb doesn't believe in fate. That's fine. I do.
Building. Get titles and trophies over that line now, or get out.
Yes, I've just agreed with you. We're in the success
You're
phase,
not.
and if he doesn't be successful, he goes.
We're too
But-
late then. I've called it ages ago.
But anyway, Karl, you were saying about the
In fact, I
last
expect
5
him to
games.
walk on his own behalf. Go.
Mhm.
You were saying about the last 5
Go.
games.
Yeah, the last 5 games for us is going to be trouble. The last 5 games for us is going to be issues. As I said, 2 wins out of the remaining 5 is all I can guarantee we'll get. But with City, you know, they can turn over anybody. On their day, they can literally turn over anybody. So, as far as I'm concerned, it's a lost cause. It's a lost cause,
Finish.
and a
It's
lot
finished. It's
of
gone.
people trying to say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna say we're with this team until the wheels fall off." The wheel fell off like 2 miles down the road already.
The wheels have
They
already
wanna-
fallen off.
They want to already take.
Gone.
They already hanging on to it for dear life. This is what I mean. Everyone knows well what the 5 stages of grief is. This lot over the other side of the fence are in the bargaining agreement. They are trying to plead and scrape and claw. The minute they know they are out of it completely, the depression starts, and then either 2 things happen. Either they literally freaking either they literally accept it, and in fact, it's done, we can't do this anymore, or they are clinically insane, by which I mean they wake up and think they're an onion, then they're too far gone. That's where we're at right now. We're
It's
in that.
gone. It's a mess.
Dark side, you're back, bro. Where are you, by the way?
Yeah, I'm on the train. I'm gonna be home in like 10 minutes. Yeah, but let me just say this. Yeah,
Go on,
big
bro.
up to the chat, big up to the panel and stuff. And like I said before, I've been saying since the Carabao Cup final that was a precursor for what's to come. And unfortunately, I've been proven right yet again about this fraud of a manager. And I mean, I watched the game obviously on the beach here, and when Havertz scored, I'm not gonna lie, I did Tyrane knee slide into the sand, but even still, I should have known better, man. I got sucked in. But one thing I will say, to be fair, the performance of the first half wasn't. But like I said again, when it comes to the big moments, you know, even though we played better than we have in recent weeks, ultimately we didn't win. We didn't get any points. We didn't even get the spoils. You know, I've been seeing people I've been seeing certain channels talk about, that should have been a red card from Bernardo Silva on Havertz and stuff like that. But the fact of the matter is, your £65 million striker is sitting down on the bench in the biggest game of the season. Yeah, Havertz got the goal, but let's be honest, it came off his booty. Like, he twerks it in the top corner. Let's not act like it was some long ranger. Do you know what I mean? So
I think
this is what I mean. I never.
Gabriel should have been sent off too, right? So it goes both ways.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say that Gabriel should have got sent off for the violent conduct on his, on Haaland anyway. If he goes down, that's automatically a red card. No VAR needs for that. So I mean, I'm just happy we didn't get our pants pulled down, really. But ultimately, this is what was always going to happen, guys. I mean, the manager's not good enough. He never was good enough, and he never will be good enough. And I hope once we put on the title at the end of the season, we can get sacked and get that P45, and we can get an elite winning manager that can come in straight away.
He should go right now.
Yeah, he should go. He should. To be honest, if we were a
Yeah,
big
he
club,
shouldn't
we
have
would
even
have
been
got sacked.
allowed back on the coach home. He shouldn't have even been
That's what
allowed.
I'm
Would have made him going to get a train or walk home. Don't allow him on the coach home. No,
Yeah,
keep him there.
yeah.
Don't allow him
Yeah.
no more. No more. No more.
Yeah. So I say all that to say this. Ultimately, at the end of the season, come May, I'm getting what I want. I would somehow scummy a title, or this manager's getting sacked. But 99% chance that the manager's going to ball it and get sacked anyway, because I just don't see how we recover from this, really,
We
psychologically.
won't recover from this. This will be it. We will not recover from this.
And also, you got to think about how many players have been running to the ground by this pathetic manager, and the fact that I've said it before. How was one of our best attackers, Black Wilshere, Bakay Latskin, not Saka alone in France and not playing in his first team? He could have played a part yesterday. Even if he played on the left, I think he could have done some bits and pieces. And again, the last thing I'm going to say before I stop talking is the fact that this manager shoehorned Odegaard into the team, and the top graders are talking about, he got first for created chances, first for this. But what did he do? He didn't get an assist. He didn't get in a goal. And again, he was spinning around like a fucking Beyblade as usual. And
Expected chances created was apparently our next G was apparently 0.33. So he basically didn't average he didn't average a chance. He didn't average an assist at all. This is the sort of thing they're going at.
Yeah. There's fans telling me that, he was one of our best players at the weekend, and I'm
Who
like,
was?
respectively, yeah.
Who was?
What game were you watching?
Who was our
Odegaard.
best player?
Odegaard, Seb,
No,
apparently.
it was Eze. But yet this clown.
Eze was the best player.
But yet your clown,
Yeah, I think Eze and Nketiah, who
decided to
played
take
well.
him off when we needed him the most, when we're on top. Yet your clown of a manager.
That's what I said on my earlier wing, Sepp.
Honestly, what an idiot.
It basically said in the game that in the second half in the second half he had to game plan that perfectly, and he botched the living crap out the subs.
Yeah, he got the subs. He got
What
all
an
of the subs
idiot.
wrong on Saturday. No question. Sunday. Sorry, Sunday. He
Yeah.
got the subs wrong, no question.
Why are you moaning? Do you still want him here?
Well, I'm allowed to criticise him. You complain when I
No.
don't criticise him. You complain when I do.
Yeah, but because the fact is because you accept it. I don't. If you said fine, okay, now he ain't the guy. We need to move on because he's had enough chances to do this now. He's had enough time. I wouldn't mind if it was after 1 or 2 games, but it's after every game he does this now, and yet people still sit here. Why are they moaning? Stop it! I don't want to hear it until he goes. There's nothing more we can do because I'm hurting. I want his title right now. Why are you complaining?
I just want to mention to Bertie, Rory, because I don't know if there's a comment he put in the chat regarding I get annoyed at people saying we took City to the final day in 23-24.
Yeah.
We bottled it in December by losing 3 games. Factually incorrect, Bertie. We did it. It was 4 games. Newcastle.
To be fair, that season I wouldn't say it was a bottle job, but still, it's not good enough.
That's not a bottle job, but we gave ourselves
The
a
one
lot
before
to do.
most definitely was.
What season, Seb?
For 20,
That was
we missed out by 2 points.
23-24 wasn't a bottle
The season
job.
before was.
4th of November, Newcastle
But
beat us.
we lost to Emery Villa. We lost to Emery.
Yeah,
Yeah, 1-0 against West Ham. Yeah, 1-0. Yeah, we lost to Emery twice.
Yeah, he was binning all the other top
Twice.
competitions in the process. Binning all
1-0.
the others, like he always does.
Lost to 1-0 Villa. The 3 games we lost was all in December. 9th December, lost 1-0 to Aston Villa. 28th December, lost 2-0 at home to West Ham United. The following 3 days later, on the
Fulham
31st
2-1.
December, Fulham beating us 2-1. 4 games for Inter. We couldn't afford any losses. We could afford a draw, but we couldn't afford a loss.
Yeah. And I remember seeing him. I remember crying in my bed that day at the end of that Fulham game. Oh man! And then as for the summer, I was just gone. Couldn't lift my head up. I was just gone. See?
I actually gave the manager the benefit of the doubt that season as well.
That's hurting. That's hurting. Not all this. That's hurting. No, that's hurting me.
Yeah, no one wants to see anyone hurting at all.
I'm hurting because I want my team to win now.
Yeah,
I'm hurting.
and I'm hurting too.
Are you really?
Yeah, of course I am. Of course I want to see the team win.
Did you sleep? Did you sleep? Did you?
What difference does that make?
Did you have a good day? Did you have a nice day today? Did you do? No, I didn't. Did you have a nice day? How did you feel after the game? 2 hours after the game, you were fine.
How do you know? Were you in my room? Were you spying on me?
No, were you? Are you laughing about it right now? I'm not. Are you laughing about it right now?
I'm laughing because the action, I'm not hurting just because I slept.
Did you sleep all right? Not me.
Okay, I don't see what
when
that's
asked
to do with it.
I never sleep. How's your summer going to be? It's going to be. I bet you're going to have a lovely summer. All that. Not me. I'm going to have to sit here and deal with idiots and deal with the media rubbish and all. Oh man! I'm going to have to sit here. Oh man, kill me.
Right. I think we were on the Newcastle game actually.
Yeah,
I asked
right,
Karl
Josh,
and
I'll
he-
let you take the floor now.
Yeah, go on, Josh.
Yeah, Newcastle. I ain't confident at all, man. I've got a really bad feeling about this game. To be fair, Seb, I don't know if you can correct me with this, but the last time Newcastle beat us at the Emirates was 2010 in the Premier League.
Yeah, 2000 in the Premier League it was 2010.
Andy Carroll, wasn't it?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So we do have a good record there, but I ain't losing that because
No. What did they do? They did last season. They did us dirty for 3 times in a row.
No, they didn't they? In the cup.
In the
Another one of his managers. Long list of trophy he throws away.
Yeah.
Even Eddie House wins it. See what phase is he in? Now they're thinking of sacking him.
Well, yeah,
See,
they're about to
there
sack
you
him. I think.
go.
I don't know.
Now
We'll
they're thinking
see.
of sacking him.
Well, they are. Yeah.
That's, even they act better than what we do.
Yeah, I had a Newcastle. I did a little preview with a Newcastle fan, and he was saying that a lot of their fans are done with Eddie Howe, and he won them that Carabao Cup. That was their first trophy in
The
how
thing
many
is,
years?
yeah, true. But the thing is, those owners will not accept this for much longer.
No, of course
They
not.
can get better.
Yeah,
These
so
people sit here and persist with the product. He took Newcastle from relegation to 4th place in his first season, for crying out loud. This man took us from 8th to 8th. And then bottled top 4 to a bottle Tottenham side. What's wrong with this? What's wrong with you people? He's brilliant. And realise
quality.
and now he's got a trophy before this man has.
Seb is quality, man.
It's not rocket science. Get a grip, some of you.
But yeah, I mean, look, going into this game, I ain't confident. I feel like I really hope this don't, but we know Man City going to beat Burnley. Then, but when the time we play, they'll be top of the league, right? Because I presume they'll score more goals. So this will be quite.
I think even if they win 1-0, Josh, they're top on goals scored.
On goals scored, yeah. So I think this is one of the first times we've been trailing, right? Second place in a while, because I'm pretty sure.
We overtook Liverpool in September.
Yeah, exactly. I so this is usually like. I know we've played before City and we played after them when the people talk about the pressure, but I hope we don't get to the players that now they're gone top of the league. This is where it all starts to crumble down. And as for Newcastle as well, I mean they're currently 14th. They haven't won since they got humiliated by Barcelona 7-2. They lost a derby as well, didn't they, against Sunderland? So they are due a performance. They're due a win. And between 14th and I think it's 6th or 7th. Or 8th. There's not a lot in it, so they still have. It's not like the season's a complete write-off for Newcastle. They still have some sort of Europe. If it's Conference League, they can still fight for some sort of European football in there. So
6 points is the gap between them.
Yeah, literally only 6 points. So they've still got a lot to.
Still game on.
Yeah, it's all game on. They're going to be bad up for it, and they got Bruno Guimaraes back as well, of course, who's one of their most important players. So having him back in there, and I think that's the key to this game as well, is this midfield battle. Yeah. I spoke about Zubimendi earlier, not cutting it. And is it because of football, the amount of minutes this guy has played? This guy's played effectively week in, week out. But that does concern me a little bit with Tonali in there, with Bruno G. And they have proved like over the years they can give us a good game, Newcastle, home and away. I think they was one of the first teams that sussed us out in that 22-23 season. When we was flying in form, scoring goals for fun, playing free flying football, they came to the Emirates 0-0 draw. And that was one of the first teams that actually sussed out how we played. And I feel like teams have used that formula, to play against us that way. There's more physical us on the day. We barely could break them down. So maybe they could play a similar game. I mean, as I said, I ain't confident whatsoever. If you want to do a team, someone needs to keep me updated. What's the injuries, everyone? Because I'm hearing Saka's going to be out for the whole season. I'm hearing Timber obviously still out.
Nothing on Saka, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't even know about all these injuries, man. To be honest with you,
and the club aren't going to tell us either. So
no, of course not.
Yeah, I should they, by the way, but
I would drop Noni Madueke though. That's one of the positions I'll drop, and I'll play probably Max Darman. 100%. I'll give him a start. 100%. I'll give him a start for this one.
Why did he not come on yesterday?
I know.
Manager.
Yeah, well, exactly. What a joke.
The thing is,
what a joke.
Madueke is supposed to be this 1v1 demon as well.
No, he's poor. I said it all along before we even signed him.
Could I ask a question?
Everyone didn't want this sign, but as soon as we sign him, we have to back him.
But it's all these Chelsea rejects, isn't it, as well, mate?
No, you sit here and it's smart business.
Seb, don't be surprised if we sign Garnacho next season.
Smart business, but as soon as he was like, smart business. Kepa, smart business. William, smart business. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, that's working out for you, all right. Smart business. Yeah, that's working out for you, all right? Smart business. Smart business.
You
Shut
keep
up.
saying it, but I didn't say about all the signings.
Shut up.
Oh, but
Shut
some of
up.
them.
Smart business. Get in the bin. On prayers that can win me a title. Not smart business. Smart business. Smart business. Smart
Can win the
business.
title.
Smart business.
Yeah.
Your smart business gave me titles. It's smart business. Yeah. Smart business. Smart business. Get in the bin. Smart business. I hear that one more time. Oh.
I was going to ask, right, what's the difference between Madueke and Jovino?
Nothing.
I don't know if I've...
They're both
There is
crap.
none.
We should both crap. Players.
They're
We
both
shouldn't
crap.
be anywhere near this club, and we should never sign them in the first place.
One doesn't look like a Klingon.
Yeah, blame your manager for signing him after he signed Havertz, which was failed. I thought Havertz was supposed to be this best thing that's going to save us. Well, you saw yesterday exactly what it's all about.
Who said that Havertz was going to save us? By the way,
You all said it. You all backed it. You all said,
I
yes,
didn't.
he's good, yes, he's
I
good enough to
didn't.
win us the league. Yes, he's good enough to win us the league.
didn't.
I've heard
I
all
certainly
this.
didn't. I certainly didn't.
I know.
Heard
I've
all
been-
this.
I-
No,
I
he's
think
rubbish.
they'd all-
He's awful. No, he's rubbish.
Sep, you've never. You
I've
said this is
been-
the first time. Sep, this is the first time you've ever met me before, mate. I've had my old channel for over 4 years now, and when we got Havertz in, I didn't want the fucking guy.
No, me neither.
Didn't want him, guy.
Likewise.
But
Yeah.
other people did.
I'm-
Other people did. Other people
Not-
just went to-
I mean, I've been saying all week that I
Other
wanted
people did.
Gyökeres to start. I've had to
Other people
fight
did.
people.
Yeah, I wanted
What?
Gyökeres, yes, but I didn't want to have it. So I didn't want
What?
Madueke, definitely. I
Oh,
wanted-
because they bought him because Arsenal could unlock him, bro. He can't even unlock a fucking Wendy house.
No, exactly. He can't unlock anyone. He can't unlock anyone. He can't unlock anyone. Who's he unlocked?
I
Portsmouth.
know.
No, he's holding everyone back. He's holding to the attack back.
Yeah, what I said about Havertz was that ultimately I think he'd become a squad player. He wasn't a player I wanted.
Good enough.
But obviously, once a player signs, you always back them to, because you. want them
Why?
to do
Why do
well,
we have
but
to back something? Why do we have to
Well,
back
because they're
something
here
you
and you-
don't believe in? You don't have to back something you don't believe in. You don't have to. No,
No,
you don't.
no, listen to what I'm saying. So
Give
what
me
I'm
a
saying,
title, then I'll back him. Then he'll get all my support.
So,
Wins me a
what I said-
title, even a trophy, you'll have respect. Till then, nothing.
yeah. So what I mean by that is you want them to do well because they're at your club. And I think for Havertz, I always felt that if he became the squad player, he was a fine signing as a squad player, but I felt he was overpriced for it. And like Karl, he wouldn't have been the
He
player.
wasn't even a
it
good
would-
player. We saw what he was like.
It wouldn't have been the player I'd have signed.
You
Was
still went
basically my
along
view
with
on
it. You
Havertz.
still accepted it. When in fact, it's made us even worse. It's made our mid because we were meant to be signing to replace Granit Xhaka. Instead, he's made us weaker.
I know
Even
he
up front alone,
it certainly
not
didn't
good
replace Granit Xhaka.
And even up front alone, still
Would you
not
agree,
good
though,
enough.
Dom?
Why do we want another striker again?
Oh yeah, as I
Would
said
you
last
agree-
summer, I think you look for a great Havertz. But yeah,
Get
sorry,
him
I'm
gone.
sorry.
Get him out of the club. Out.
Seb,
Sorry, Rory, you were wrong.
what striker would you get?
Julian Alvarez.
Yeah, I agree.
Get Alvarez in, then he can work with Gyökeres. That'll be the two strikers.
Yeah, I think if
This
Alvarez comes
Havertz
in,
rubbish. Jesus, get out. Gone. Bye. See you later.
I think if Alvarez comes in, that would be the like-for-like replacement for Havertz, and that would
Yeah,
be
gone. I don't want him even round to the squad player. No, gone.
Yeah,
Out.
I think Alvarez comes in and Havertz goes out, and that's the upgrade, right? And that, like I said,
But
Havertz.
I want
to
this,
me is-
and I also want this under a different manager. I don't want this under this fraud no more. I want this under a different manager. I want this
But
under
yeah.
a different manager. And then you'll see. And then you will see.
But yeah,
then
Rory,
you will see progress. None of this nonsense.
Rory,
No.
what was your question? Rory, what was your question going to be?
Yeah, I was going to ask, right, but would you agree that Havertz should move on this summer?
Yes.
Yeah, as I
Oh,
said,
hold on,
I
I'll
think.
think on.
Yeah, as I said, I think Havertz for me should have come in as a squad player, and I think as a squad player he was absolutely fine. The issue would be 65 million for a squad player is a lot of money. And that was my view on Havertz at the time. I think
not so much as the fee we paid for.
It's the
like-
wages.
It's 280k,
Yeah, it's
mate.
always
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
Blame your
280K.
manager. Blame your manager.
If we if we're going to try and send him on, mate, it's going to be a huge loss.
Yeah, I agree.
And this is the thing. Listen, you've talked to me about freaking the NHL, okay? We've seen contracts in the past where they've been so immovable, no one takes them, and they're left to rot.
Yeah. I'm amazed with managed.
It's going to be the same with Havertz. It's going to be the same with Odegaard. It's going to be the same with fucking Madueke. It's going to be with a lot of players. Calafiori's what another one.
Game gone. Not good enough. Gone.
It's a big. It's why we're seeing more Premier League signings players go to Premier League clubs because they're the only ones that can afford the wages and the fees. And you're exactly right. It's a difficult. It's a difficulty moving Havertz on.
I was going to say that. I was going to say.
Where's
Calafiori? Where's Calafiori?
We don't see them.
But you're exactly right. That's a difficulty. It's a difficulty in moving Havertz on. It's exactly the wages. Yes, Bosch definitely set that one up. But as I say, I didn't say that was an excellent sign. What I do think is that Havertz has been overhated, but I think
win me titles and then you'll be a hero. Win me nothing, then what do you deserve?
But as I say, for me, he moves on because the biggest issue is he plays a number 9, and the biggest weakness in his game is that he's not clinical in front of goal. And we saw that on Sunday when he missed that header late on.
He's poor.
I mean,
too many games more than he'll save us.
Yeah.
Exactly. Can I ask a question, right? So if we are, but the fact he's playing as the 9, right, and we can agree that he's better as the 9 than he is in midfield.
Oh, 100%.
But he's there to trap a ball, right? Something that Gyökeres can't do. Why do we moan about the fact he's in midfield when we praise his hold-up play continuously? That's what
I don't think you hold the ball. I don't like him in that deep 8 role. If he's playing, he's got to be the 9 or just behind the 9, almost as a second striker. That's where you play him. Which is why I think if Alvarez is the perfect player to come in, because I think he can play that
9. Arteta's system is playing a false 9. So that's why he prefers Havertz up there rather than Gyökeres up there. But it won't change his system. This is what I said on my old channel when we got Gyökeres in. I'm happy we got Gyökeres in, but it's going to be one of 2 things that's going to happen. Either A, he's going to adapt to Gyökeres' strengths and he's going to bang 30 goals a season. Or he's going to stick to his rugged game plan and his pragmatic way, and Gyökeres is going to feed off scraps. Gyökeres has been fed off scraps all season long. This is not Gyökeres' fault. This is not Trossard's fault. This isn't. The players are playing to the system.
Yep.
And I think they're just bored of it. They're bored of it.
Yep. They are bored of it.
You need at some point you need to have a new voice. You need a new face and a new voice.
Need it now. I wanted it ages ago, and I most definitely want it now.
Yep.
Would you be getting rid of Nicholas Jova as well? Because when was the last time we scored from a set piece?
Chelsea.
Well, who knows? Well, does anyone know who Real Madrid's set piece coach is?
No one.
Honestly, so much has been made of this myth. This myth.
You can check it if you want.
First of all, you get me.
They're all dried up, ain't they, mate?
Who's his Real Madrid set piece coach? Who is Man City's set piece coach?
We've scored 16 goals from set pieces this season, but we scored the second most goals from open play this season.
Yeah.
I can confirm.
Have Manchester United got the most set piece goals this season? Is that right, or is it still us, Carl?
No, it's still us.
I can confirm that Real Madrid's set piece coach is Jesus Rueda.
Oh, well, who's head is?
And how many set pieces have they scored? If we're doing this, you might as well get the full facts.
Honestly, it's a joke.
How many set pieces Real Madrid? I'm actually intrigued, Search. Oh wait, hold on.
I've had enough.
Do we need the countdown clock going?
Yeah, the countdown clock. The countdown clock before this manager gets out. That's what we need.
Well, he's on the clock already.
Get out. Go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breaking news: Mikel Arteta sacked.
Have we found out how many goals they scored from set pieces, Rory?
Sorry?
Have you found out how many set pieces they scored?
I haven't actually. How many?
Wait, did?
How's your phone? 13.
I said, where you gone?
13. 13. There you go.
Seb, didn't they paint a more outside the Emirates for Nicolas Jova?
Yeah, Joe.
I think they are.
Oh, no, they
They
did.
scored 13 set
They
pieces,
did.
by the way.
Honestly, yeah, they did. Oh. I'm fed up with this.
Yeah, look at that, Seb.
And they promote all this win the dog rubbish. No, stop it. No, this is part of the problem. Stop it now. I'm not getting tired of this.
I couldn't care less about win the dog. It makes no
Yeah,
difference to me
well, you back
whatsoever.
everything this manager does. You back everything. Yeah,
I said I don't care about it. That's not backing it, is it? I just don't care
Of course
about
you're
win the
backing
dog.
Of course you're backing it. Not me.
What's your difference is win
You
the
and
dog,
me.
mate?
I've had enough about these dogs and all that. Dogs do not win me titles. I want trophies, not dogs. Real Madrid do
Care
dogs.
about winning
Man
dogs.
City
The
do dogs.
iconic clip.
Bayern Munich do dogs. No.
I've no idea. No one cares about a
Don't
dog.
make a big meal out of it the way we do. Don't make a big meal out of it. Honestly, it's embarrassing. Funny. I couldn't care less.
Well, yeah, I couldn't care less about the dog either. Like, if the players like it, it's fine. If the media do something with it, I don't care. Like, it doesn't bother me at all about a dog.
Couldn't care less.
Yeah.
Anyway, Seb, how are you feeling going into this Newcastle game?
Look, to be honest with you, I'm just done. I'm drained. I'm fed up. I'm done. Yeah, I do think we'll beat Newcastle, but it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough because City will win. City will beat on Burnley. No, it's all done. No, it's over. Yeah, we will probably win. It won't be enough. It'll be too little, too late. Classic Arsenal. No pressure. They'll go out there and do the business. No pressure. Pressure off. I'm getting fed up with this. Yeah, we will probably win, but it won't matter. And if they dare drop points, oh, please.
Dom?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what Karl and Josh said. I think it's going to be a tricky game because Newcastle. I think certain teams match up against certain teams really well, and I think Newcastle match up really well from their point of view against us. I think it was Josh that said the midfield battle is where it's going to be won and lost. I think that's absolutely right. You know, Rice and Zubimendi are going to have to control that midfield. And they're going to have to physically dominate that midfield, especially if Gooner is back, because we know what he's like. And they've got other combative midfielders in there as well that will make that a real battleground. So I think that's the key area of the pitch. You know, and it is a difficult game for Arsenal. I think Seb's probably right. I think Arsenal will win that, and they're going to have to win all five if they want to win this league. They're going to have to win all five. There's absolutely zero margin for error now. You know, they could have, for instance, drawn on Sunday and still had, you know, the title in their control, but they didn't, and it's now a shootout. So they're going to have to win them all. This is a tricky one, and I agree with Karl. I think the two bankers are Fulham and Burnley. You know, but it's still the Premier League, and anything can happen, and that's what Arsenal got to hold on to. You know, and that's what they've got to hope, and they've just got to do their job now, and then hope for something else to happen. And that starts on Saturday against Newcastle.
What will be your score predictions, guys, before we wrap up?
1-0 to Arsenal.
Oh, George Graham.
Yeah. Typical
3-1.
George Graham.
3-1.
3-1, okay.
Carl?
1-1.
2-1 Arsenal.
To be honest.
And I'm going to go 2-1.
But we're 2-1.
Yeah, I'll go 2-1, yeah.
But yeah, guys, been going on for like 2 hours and almost 10 minutes. It's probably been quite calm actually, considering the result at the weekend. But yeah, Carl, what's
It'll be for much longer. It's only going to get worse every single week. It's only going to get worse. Especially if I have to come back in there and tell people how it is. It's not going to be calm any longer. It's not. Trust me, this summer I'm crashing out. I'm crashing out. Had enough.
Carl, what's coming up on your channel this week?
So I'll have a show tomorrow. I think I might do one around about the afternoon time, as I usually do, because I'm still off work due to my elbow injury. And
What did you use your elbow, Karl? Sorry.
So damaged it at work. I fractured my radius in my elbow.
Oh, jeez. Hopefully that recovers soon.
Yeah, I'm out of the sling now, so I can move my arm, but I just can't pick up anything of certain weight.
Yeah,
because it
and
just hurt the
presumably not a big weight either. Like, you know, like a full mug of tea, presumably, if you do it too often, is actually
I can pick that up. I can pick that up, which is like my pen pot. But yeah, but pick up anything substantial, like a, you know, like what did I do at shopping the other day? I tried to pick up a 1.5 kilo bag of dishwasher salt. Big mistake.
just screaming in agony in the aisle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the same with my shoulder, and you think you can do it. You think it's been 2 weeks or whatever, and you do it, and you're like, no. Speedy recovery anyway.
People were watching me handle that dish salt like I was fucking Lee Evans on stage.
Were you sweating as much as Lee Evans?
No.
But anyway, speedy recovery, Karl.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, and on tomorrow night on the Pats Touchback host 4, we're gonna be doing our mock draft for the entirety of round 1 because we're at an event on Thursday at the Hippodrome Casino in London. So yeah, so we got that one to do. So a couple of busy days coming up for me. So yeah, but thank you for having me on, mate. Much appreciated, and big up to everyone on the panel. Big up to the chat.
Yeah, anytime, bro. Josh, what's coming up on your channel this week, bro? Josh?
Yeah, sorry.
He was focusing on that cross.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, what's coming up? Wait, what are we in? Monday today? Yeah.
Monday today.
Monday.
Okay. I'm gonna do my women's podcast tomorrow. That'll be out. I've got a special guest coming on that, so that should be good. All Arsenal women, because we've got a massive game on Saturday against Lyon in the semi-finals of the Champions League. So I hope we can get to the final once again and win it.
What's your score prediction for that, Josh?
See what phase his circus in. See what phase his circus in. See, that's the standard.
She could win another Champions League, so she could go back to that.
I think she might even retain that. Look at all that. This silly manager that you could battle with and all this.
I would appoint Sluggers right now, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. I'll do it. And to the end of the season.
Just the end of the season.
You do a better job than this idiot.
Do you know what it is, Dom? Yeah, Lyon, they got a new manager now compared to last season, and they got a few new players in there, and they got the pedigree. They've won. They're like the equivalent version of Real Madrid for their men's team.
Yeah, I was going to say they're one of the best sides.
Won it so many times. Yeah, they've got the history there as well, and they beat.
Rubbish.
Yeah, and they obviously beat us last season at home. So that's what the first leg is at home, second leg is in France again, and because
we won massive away, didn't we? So
yeah,
unexpectedly.
Yeah, literally 4-1 after they beat us in the first leg. Nobody expected it, so now they have the expectations. Maybe it'll be a different game, but I'm saying maybe a draw in the first leg, maybe like a 1-1, and then hopefully nick it. I mean, I think it go extra time and maybe penalties overall, and we hopefully go for on penalties. But yeah, man.
Toss of the coin at that point.
Yeah.
Seb's gone. He's just magically disappeared.
No, he's back. He's back.
Seb, what's coming up? Well, any articles coming up?
Look, I'm having to write articles twice a week now. Twice a week. And I call out everything before it's too late. And yes, there is one coming out this week. And hopefully it'll be out before that City game. Because it's twice a week now.
What's it about, mate?
It's about this city, about why we've let this slip, and the fact is that we've lost momentum. I just explain the facts. I call out everything before it's too late. But yeah, people want to jump on and all this. Honestly, so hurtful. I'm hurtful. I'm crying. Yeah, there is one this week. Oh man.
And
help me.
So video out tomorrow.
Hopefully explaining that this manager needs to go. Hopefully explaining that. Otherwise it's just going to be irrelevant.
Well, you don't. And then on Thursday on the NFL theme, and Karl, I've got to try and catch your stream on the NFL draft tomorrow on my train home if I can. But I will be live on Online Big Blue, which is a New York Giants channel. I'm a Giants fan, and we truly are.
Are you on Big Blue?
Yeah, Online Big Blue with Tim.
Great guys.
Yeah. So every year I host his. I sort of control the show from here in the UK while he's at the draft party. Although I'm not sure the Giants are actually doing one this year, but yeah. So I will be hosting that, and as always, all the proceeds and earnings from that show are donated to Philadelphia Children's Hospital in the US. So I will be hosting that as always on just about Thursday night, I think, at time.
Yeah,
no,
one till
it'll
1 till
it'll
5,
just-
5:30 in the morning. That's
Yeah.
it's gonna be peak for us British lot over here.
Yeah, I think we go live.
People go in and out of their draft boards.
Yeah. I think we go live just before midnight, so it'll just about be late Thursday, but basically Friday morning. But
I'll probably be pissed by midnight. So.
I've got to try and stay reasonably awake because I've got to work the next morning. But thanks for letting me talk about that, Rory, because obviously that actually does earn several $100s a year at least. For a good cause in there. But yeah, so I work with Tim quite a lot on covering New York Giants.
Yeah, make sure you guys check it out if you haven't already. Well, it's not been released, has it yet? But
no, I mean, he's obviously got loads of content on his channel, and he used to work in the NFL and stuff, so he really knows his stuff in terms of the NFL. Obviously, he talks Giants a lot, but you can learn a lot from him just about the game and stuff if you're interested.
Yeah, so big up to all of you that have, of course, tuned in today. Big up the panel as well. We'll be, of course, back next Monday. I mean, if it's Jesus Christ, if we have to do a sex pull of bloody therapy sessions, then it's looking peak. I don't think that's ever happened before, but yeah, hopefully we can bounce back and we have something positively to talk about in terms of a performance or something like that, because the mood is just it's just dampened, hasn't it, because of that result.
We need a result, right?
If we don't, Dom, would you sack the manager right now if we don't?
I've already answered that question.
Right, there you go. See, you know the answer is no. There you go. No, no, doesn't matter what. No.
I've said the decision is made at the end of the season.
No, the decision needs to be made now. I'm not waiting. Do you honestly think I'm waiting to the end of the season? One City. Do you honestly think I'm waiting then?
Yes, you've been very clear on that.
Do you honestly think I'm waiting then? That City fan with that bottle, that's your legacy. That's your legacy. That's Arteta's legacy. That's your mentality. That's you.
I'll choose my mentality. Thank you very much. It's up to me, not up to you to say what it is.
Well, prove it. Demand win now. Prove it.
Just have what you said. If he doesn't win, he goes. At the end of the season. It's simple as that.
Prove it now.
Anyway.
Now. I need it now. You'll be done by now. Now.
Anyways, on that bombshell, guys, run the likes up if you haven't already on your way out, and we'll catch you in the next one, which is, of course, next Monday, as always. In a bit, guys.
Thanks, Rory.